The party had just recently reached the end of this temple filled with demonic creatures, riddles, possible traps, and a red dragon. And you guys claimed your reward for not dying in the process, a scroll of conjuration, which summoned a portal as Ironview cast it in the room. The party passed through, and a flash of light later their eyes adjusted, only to find themselves floating amidst a sea of ruins from the material world, stars, planets, and far-off nebulas. Then they decided to investigate the nearby ruins, an ancient fort set of pillars and a tower, all forming a triangular shape. Whilst they investigated, Angrod noticed in the distance a flash of light, and emerging, 3 airships heading towards the party's general direction. He informed the party, calling out to lay low. Some members were stealthier than the others, and these turned out there were these warrior space pirates known as the Githyanki, who Angrod only seemed to know about vaguely, even then. But they passed by and kept an eye on the fort. Maybe something drew a couple of their attentions, as you guys weren't the stealthiest, but nonetheless, you guys weren't that shit that they realised you were absolutely there 100% and came and probably took you as their sex slaves or something. It took the party some investigation, but looking at these ruins...
That would have been interesting.
You never know. Sexy space pirates. Looking at these ruins, including the cylindrical ancient tower, which looked intricately made for its time, there was an inscription in an elvish form, an ancient elvish language, which Nihal miraculously managed to decipher with her Sylvan shit, which I didn't expect. But basically, it belonged to the Moon Elves, it seemed, who were like an ancient elvish people. With the efforts of the party and Angrod getting a little insight into the Astral Sea with his mysterious mentor, the party managed to figure eventually that the scroll and compass would change behaviours depending on your location, and Arvir attempted to release what magic was left from the scroll, and another portal appeared between the ruinous pillars, and you guys entered. Upon passing through, the party found themselves falling practically on top of each other within this large cavern, which stretched a large distance and littered through it with luminescent fungi. It appeared reminiscent of the Underdark again, but looking at the compass ring, it seemed to point due north. And it was kind of the first time it changed from northwest since you guys started travelling. And after going for a while, the party also encountered some strange singing up ahead in a variety of different languages, most of them unknown to the party. On investigation, it was a basilisk whose eyes remained downcast as he greeted them. He told you that he'd been waiting for you, and told you to follow him to the library. His name was later found out to be Veldiskar. He led the party to the gates of Graven Hall, where upon entering you found a place where time and space has become warped and everything seemed imbued with magic. Extending hallways, magical caretakers in the form of elemental Galeb Dur, one called Gurm who greeted you and these elementals, as well as some mysterious residents from different times wandering the halls, seem to be dotted throughout. You guys seemingly ran into an aged and senile King Brenor, which caused some panic within the party as you were wondering how long you spent in the Astral Sea and how that translated to the material plane. You guys were feeling pretty tired at this point and told you did have living quarters, and the only way to really find it to begin with is to will your way to find it, but eventually you did. And you found that each room was tailored specifically to your taste and what you desired for a room, your sort of perfect room. There was reading materials, tokens reminding you of home, like, you know, if you were Bosner, you had like a very dwarven sort of room reminiscent of his home, and, you know, Nihal, you probably had like some kind of natural room and shit like that. But anyways, you guys reconvened in the morning after resting up. Which reminds me, you guys all have advantage on your next skill check. I forgot about that. For resting up in like nice conditions. But moving on, you guys tried finding your way within the library with sheer will, and you bumped into some people. First one, a wizard named Illustriel, explained the deal with the library basically and the visitors. Basically, the library remembers all who enters it, and those who are within the library who do not occupy the same time are called echoes, and they appear as sort of this very shadowy, kind of almost translucent form. But you guys spoke to her for a while and got some of this information, and not long after, you, on your way to find one of these librarians, these stone giants, you also bumped into Prince Grast. He was a shifty demon lord who stands about 12 feet tall, has obsidian skin and yellow fangs. He seemed rather interested in you, but you didn't feel like revealing your purpose, echo or not. You know, the things you say within the halls remain for all time, you were told, and probably didn't want to take too many chances. Eventually, you found Ulthar, a 20-foot stone giant librarian and keeper of the past. He was interested in your tales of the demon lord encounters, and offered up some info on how to seek your knowledge, directing you to Urmas, the keeper of the present, and obtaining a stone speaker crystal from him. As the party made off for the keeper, the present Angrod decided to remain in the archives of the past and investigate the various stone tablets for information on Grakelsta, and obtained a pretty decent amount of a high check. And you also found, when you were like looking over the tablets, they were in a strange language, either Dwarvish or Stone Giant, one that you don't understand, but it seems everyone within the halls is affected by a comprehend languages spell automatically, and like it takes you a little longer to decipher things and not in your language, but you did it easily enough. Meanwhile, the rest of the party sought out Urmas, found him, and after some exchanges, including and not limited to, but Elhorn blurting out demon lords to get his attention, which was, you know, questionable to some party members. He gave after some back and forth, he gave one of his many stone speaker crystals to the party, which could be used once per day when attuned to, and within one of the archives of either the past, present, and future, to question, the wielder could question something related to the Underdark and this underground world, and get an answer in the form of a vision. You guys then had a little tiff on what to ask the crystal first, and who gets it. There's some conflicting interests, obviously, but after the exchange was over, Angrod had finished his research into Karakelsta for now. He could obviously stay and look into it further if he liked, but he decided to move out and find the Keeper of the Future, to which he did, near the top of the central well of the staircase, within a room which featured a collection of musical instruments and divination tools such as crystal orbs, bags of bones, and a large mithril basin, basically like a fortune teller's wet dream. But beyond this basin, you found a cross-legged stone giant. Her name is Stova, and that's where we left off. 1 second. So you've encountered the Stova, Angrod. What were the rest of the party up to as you left with your stone speaker crystal? Because it probably took Angrod a little bit of time to, you know, find the Stova and things. But what would you guys be doing?
We wanted to go somewhere, but I didn't really hard enough.
Yeah.
So somebody else was going to.
Oh,
Are you guys still
we're
having a
gonna
wee
go-
argument on what to do? I can't remember. How to use the crystal on your first day.
So I wanted to use the crystal, and no one let me.
For obvious reasons.
That stands, motherfucker.
We already said you can use it the next day.
Yeah, still don't want to wait.
Okay. Ironweir, what do you want to ask the crystal?
It doesn't work like that. We need to attune to it first, and I think the plan was to go to one of the chamber places with past, present, or future, and then I'm sure I wrote
Oh
this down.
yeah,
What-
we wanted to go back in the past.
Aye, and find out what caused the uprising.
Yeah.
So
If I believe correctly, yeah, you've already visited it, so you already have a feel for like one of the archives of the past. So it's easy enough for you guys to, walk around and find one if you want. But whilst you guys are doing that, Angrod, you come in and see this stone giant lady who doesn't have breasts, and you probably don't know it's a lady, but there are some different features, like softer facial features and things, and these big crystal earrings as well on each ear, and she just sat there in a meditative state.
Angrod politely, enters, and he hails the librarian. He's like, "Oh, good day, librarian," and to get try and get the attention.
Yeah. Her eyes open fairly slowly, and she sees you there, and she says, "What is this? A dream has come to visit me, it seems."
And I tell her, "I'm very much reality, not a dream."
She says, "Are you not from the dreamscape? Have you not come to tell me the fortunes of our world?"
I was hoping you could help me with that. My understanding is you're the keeper of the future.
Yes, I am Ustova. What is your name, little dream?
Angron Calabara.
And, what is it you seek, Angrod Calabara?
We are on a journey to defeat the Demon Lords and stop their uprising in my present time. And I feel if we had information on the future of what the next Demon Lord to cause trouble is, it would help us greatly in our cause.
My visions have not been clear as of late. If what you say is true about the demon lords rising from the abyss, this could be the cause. I had no confirmation. And kind of looks upward in like deep thought and says, "I'm afraid I have had visions of fire, blood, and death shot through with various symbols. I see a twin fork. I see the excessive growth of rot in our world, and my visions are sometimes obscured with viscous slime. Something has entered the world and upset the balance of nature. What encounters have you had with these demons? Is what you say true?"
Well, the party I am with have encountered a few Demon Lords. They speak of, as a good boy, from what my understanding is the Demon Lord of Decay. Some have mentioned of a sentient cube they had travel with them, who was brought into this world by the demon lord of.
Furiously checks notes.
I can never say his name.
Begins with J.
Duplex.
Gooblex. And 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 some spoke of a great demon that appeared in the Dark Lake. That his followers called the Deep Father. Apart from that, I know nothing else of them.
That is but 3 demon lords. I fear there are more. I also have had visions. The head of a ram and a grotesque body, wielding a wand of death. Merely a silhouette, but I have seen armies of the undead rising, and the great clashing between the various chaos ensuing. I fear the future of our world is in great peril, and we, the librarians, cannot intervene. I appreciate the wisdom that the dreams and visions bring to me, though.
If you see the future, how long before actions in the present change your visions?
I'm afraid you have misjudged the abilities I possess. I am a seer, but the future is often muddy and interchangeable. I, especially with the rising in chaos, cannot soundly predict exact events, but what I can tell you is if my visions are any indication of what holds over our future, it does not look good, I'm afraid. And it will consume the dreamscape you inhabit too.
Well, but me and my par better stop it then.
You are a bold one.
Ambitious I am. I prefer.
You must be with
Okay.
a mighty band of people to attempt to stop the demon lords.
I God sweats nervously. I say, yeah, sure. Can you tell me the future of a person? Can you see the future of a person, or interpret it in their visions?
The only individuals I see the future of are those of the Stone Giant clans, I'm afraid. Unless you wish to seek out a Stone Giant.
Unless my sister's part Stone Giant, and my mum and dad have some explaining to do.
She doesn't laugh. You can tell she seems nice enough, but she doesn't have much of a humor. And she kind of grimly says, "Oh, apologies. If you seek to look into someone within the world, I urge you to seek out Urmas, who will provide you a stone speaker crystal and the ability to ask our world.
I will do that. Can you? Doesn't work like that in here. I forgot. I bow to her and I say, thank you for your help, librarian.
She says, "No, it's okay. I always welcome our dream visitors. And please, if you have any more questions, do not hesitate to ask. I will do everything in my power to help you and your army to defeat the demon lords."
Thank you.
Good luck.
And then I want to seek out the stone giant librarian of the present Jordan.
Okay. So while that's happening, you guys are heading upstairs because Urmas, the keeper of the present, is of the three giants the only one who resides low in the library. The other two remain pretty much near the top. And Angrod, you have not seen Urmas yet, so I'll have you make a wisdom check.
With advantage.
Yep, the first roll gets advantage because you're well rested. And luckily,
Fuck you.
yeah, you start heading downwards.
Yay.
After about an hour of travelling though, what has the rest of the party been doing? Where have you guys been travelling to?
To the past chamber, I think.
Okay, so back upwards. Heading down on one of the many walkways that decorate the central well, you bump into your friends. And they're heading in the opposite direction. They're heading upwards, you're heading downwards, down a spiral case. And they've just like crossed over a walkway and they're walking towards you to head up the staircase. And you know, you see like shadowy figures dotted around and Galeb Dur as well, sort of taking tablets from place to place and walking about.
Like how close are like?
I mean, they're in the middle of walkways, they're walking towards you, they're like a good 60 or so feet away.
I want to catch up with them.
Okay. Yeah, so you go for a wee jog and you guys are reunited. And you notice Arenveer's wielding a strange crystal.
Ask him what that crystal is.
It's what the fuck? It's I can't remember what it was called. It's stone speaker crystal. Well, let us see what's going on with the demons, among other things.
I say, well, it's a good thing because I've just seen the Keeper of the Future and does not look good. She's seen symbols. She said she saw a symbol of forks, one of slime, one of decay, and you know what that sounds like?
Demon.
Demon lords, like Elhorn said. And she spoke of I don't think she was certain if it was a demon lord but it was something demonic, and it was a ram, someone with the head of a ram wielding a wand of death, and armies of the undead. So,
Do we know who that is?
Bosner can make a religion check.
I can.
Sure can.
but will he?
Advantage. Oh, well.
Nihal too, since your druidic clan presides over Okay,
Oh,
Bosner doesn't know shit, but Niall can too, because your clan resides over portal to the abyss.
Mhm.
That's fucked up.
Oh, ooh.
Nice.
This sounds like a demon lord known as Orcus. He's a bad dude, and he's all about undeath and yeah, like raising armies of the undead. Sounds right up his alley. And that wand of death, that literally sounds like a wand of death. Like people who've tried to wield it, it's like the size of a mace to like a regular humanoid, and it's basically like a skull with a spine for a handle, and you've heard people who've like Orcus likes to fuck with people by leaving it lying around for evil people to wield it. And it tends to murder people who wield it. But yeah, that's, you know, Orcus, you know that about him.
It sounds like that problem will solve itself in time.
I mean, it doesn't kill Orcus.
No, but it'll kill all the people that use his wand.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Just let him try it and die.
Okay. Anyways, Nihal, you learn this, you know of this. It's up to you whether you want to share with the party.
Yeah, I tell them exactly the same.
Sure. For the sake of time, she relays the information to you guys.
They'll be like, see that staff? Then they touch it.
As you guys are standing around, from the other end of the walkway, two figures approach. As they get closer, one looks like a withered drow elf clad in dark green flowing robes, and next to him is a hulking grey-skinned monster resembling a spiky humanoid toad. It's got a wide mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. As they get a bit closer, you see the drow elf's pinched and lined face speaks to his grey age, and his red eyes narrow and appraise you carefully as both figures approach. And they kind of slow down to a halt as they get close to you guys, sort of 10 feet away. And the dwarves kind of looking you all up and down. It's got long flowing white hair, as most drow do. And again, looks, even for an elf, he looks old. And you guys know elves live like thousands of years, they can. But he, after a short moment of kind of silence, he goes, "Greetings. It appears we
Hello.
are not the only ones here who occupy the present."
Stranger danger.
How do you know?
Well, like, you guys, especially those of you who are magically inclined, like, if you were to really focus, you could see that the echoes you see walking around generally have this translucent sort of nature to them. It's subtle, but it's there. But you guys didn't perception check, really. Well, Anavir did, but that was for something else. So you haven't really, you haven't noticed it specifically.
Okay.
But you do notice like these figures do seem a bit clearer than the ones you've spoken to before.
So an ancient drow elf.
Old.
And
well, ancient by human standards. By dwarven
ancient by
standards.
dwarf standards as well.
By
We
dwarf
live quite
standards, I
long.
mean, he's old. But
Pretty old.
he says,
Okay.
"My name is Vizeran, and this is Clev." And
What's the full name?
he says,
Vizeran de Vier?
"Ah,
Interrupt.
you've
Aye.
heard of me?"
Well,
I have
we
something
found
a
your
bit long.
napkin.
What? And he looks confused. And you know, his arms are like crossed and his hands are tucked into his flowing green robes. And he just kind of looks at you inquisitively as you say you've got his napkin.
No, we don't have it. We found it.
We found
I-
what?
The purple napkin with golden inscription.
Oh, aye.
I
So
pull
we
it.
left it. We left it with Zilch.
No, I took it.
Okay.
He says,
I pull
"Zilch,
out.
you're friends with that heathen?"
Well,
Not
if
anymore.
friends is beaten him almost to death and leave him crippled in the middle of nowhere, yeah, then we're friends.
Hey, we did.
A sort of creepy grin goes across his face as you tell him that. And he's kind of like, serves the thief right.
I offer up his handkerchief. Like, would you like this back? sir?
As you flash it, he looks at it. You know, this dirty, raggedy, but you know, it was probably nice when it was clean. Handkerchief, I should say. And he says, "That is okay. You may keep it." And
I fold up nicely, put it in my pocket.
it is quite a curious thing for others occupying the present to be among these walls. They say that the library only allows those it wants to find it to walk within these walls.
Yes.
Now we must be
We
doing
had
something.
a very winding path to get here. I think it definitely wanted us here.
Ah,
Yeah, we went near death several times before we got here.
curious. And for what purpose?
We
Just
want to find
reasons.
out more about demon lords, the uprising, and how to defeat them.
He kind of
Well,
goes,
tell everyone.
He says,
What did we lost?
This is a
Okay.
very interesting thing.
Can you
I-
repeat that last wee bit, Jordan? I didn't see it.
Basically, Nihal blurted out that like you guys are here to search for a solution to the Demon Lord uprising.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all you missed.
that's okay.
But he's replying now, and he's saying, "Curious, I am also here for that purpose. I believe this is the library's doing, and our fates have crossed for a reason."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I believe there is a demon incursion. There is a demon lord named Orcus. I have been encountering a lot of magic related to the undeath and symbology of black horns throughout the Underdark, as well as some rumors. Migrating masses of ooze, supposedly related to the demon lord Dublex.
How many demon lords are there?
There is
So many.
many
60
demon
or
lords.
something.
Duplex.
Dublex.
Duplex. The goo guy.
Oh yeah. Okay. I didn't meet any of these demon lords.
You are lucky you have not met them. They are formidable opponents in battle, I assure you. I'm afraid it would mean your death.
Yes, probably.
I am currently undergoing research on finding a way to put them back into the abyss where they belong.
Why?
He says,
Because that way they don't destroy us.
I do not wish for our world to succumb to the abyss. Everything will be destroyed.
I would imagine some drow would like to see that happen.
Then you do not know the Drow very well, and besides, I am not among the Drow's ranks anymore. I do not reside in Menzoberranzan. I am but an exile.
Uh, Tell me, Vizaran, what has your research brought you so far?
He says, I am currently undergoing it. I have found that of Orcus and Jublex, as I previously mentioned, but it will take some days until I accumulate what I need, and I'm specifically looking for a solution to put them back, and I may have a lead. I would advise a collaboration, the free flow of information between us, so that we can devise a solution. What do you say?
I wanna look him in the eye and inside that shit.
Sure. What do you want to insight for specifically?
If he really means to work together for the greater good.
Sure.
Insight.
Bless you.
I'm gonna die.
You can tell. Yeah, he seems legit. You know, you guys have had bad run-ins with the Drow. He might be keeping something, but you don't know if that wrong. But generally, he seems pretty forthright. Perhaps more forthright than any Drow you've encountered. Generally, they're a super secretive people and, you know, don't like to give out information for free. But this guy seems alright, as far as you can tell. Although he does have like a big creepy grey toad man following him around,
Who doesn't? It's fine.
known as Cleve.
Okay.
We have our own bird.
Frank just
Why?
goes and then he looks and he's like, a tamed hook-horror, that is quite a thing. And arcs one eyebrow up.
Yep.
And he says, what do you say to a meeting in 2 or 3 days? We can compare notes.
How do you measure time in this place?
That's a good question.
If you have not noticed, time and space are both warped. I do not have a strong grasp of time in here, I'm afraid, as many of you won't. As perhaps it moves slower or faster here. Or at perhaps time stays still, I cannot say. But when I say 2 or 3 days, I mean when you feel
Yeah, where we can find each other again.
days have passed. Fatigue does not stand still here, I'm afraid, or else I would be researching through the night. I know you
Sounds good to me.
you sound like you have reservations because of the people I come from, and we are a corrupt people, but I have opposed the tyranny of Lolth for centuries, and for opposing this tyranny I was exiled, so if that gives you peace of mind, then that's information I'm prepared to share.
Oh,
Information is what we need, Dad.
I think we're willing. to meet in a few days and share what we know.
He says, very well. I will meet you in, say, 3 days at.
Ish.
Yeah, seek out the librarians if you have not already. They are sure to help.
I'm holding a 19-inch crystal in my hand.
I know, but
Oh my.
are you up front? Are you like,
Yeah,
do you have it out in the open?
I mean, probably no.
But he
Tucked into my ropes.
he will say, seek out the librarians, and when you're ready, meet me at the archive of the past in which the librarian of the past resides. And we shall sit down and exchange notes, and perhaps the librarian can assist in any missing holes.
Okay.
Farewell, and I hope you find valuable information.
Okay.
And he starts walking off, and you just hear like the big gaping maw of the large toad humanoid creature just like give a sort of croak, but like mixed with a growl, kind of like a guttural noise. And it kind of breathes on you all, and it smells bad. But they continue walking on, and he like lightly bows his head just slightly, and walks on and heads wherever he's going.
So we better get to work then.
So let's keep going to the archive of the past.
Sure. Easy enough. You guys. Takes you a while. Takes you like a good couple hours of scaling stairs, pretty much. And this.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it was not that far.
The concept of space in this place, like 1 minute reaching an area might take you like 10 minutes, or it could take you an hour. You don't like this. The space shifts, and the only way to really navigate is by using your wills and your memories to find a way. And the library basically guides you with magic. It's not like you remember what are they called, landmarks or anything, because there aren't any. And plus the library seems to shift quite a lot. But after some time travelling all the way back up to the top of the library, you come to one of the main archives of the past, where the librarian of the past is not present at the moment, or at least in this room. But this is where you feel like you were previously, and you can return to this one if you want to find a different archive of the past. You'd have to obviously make a wisdom check, but this is the one you've been in before, and you're all here now.
Guess it doesn't really make a difference if we can use the stone.
Yeah, you don't know.
Oh, fuck me.
So, one of us need to attune to it.
Yeah, it'll take you about an hour to sit and basically absorb the magical properties and become attuned to the device. Who is doing it?
Not me, I'm
Eh,
unlucky.
Anyone can
I
do it.
volunteer.
Not you. Anyone but you.
What?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh.
And hand me the crystal.
Yeah, hand them it.
Okay.
Remember, we're looking for the cause of the fucking resurgence.
Oh, I thought we were looking for unicorns.
Well, yeah,
Right,
Elhorn,
next.
that could be true.
You can put it on the list next time.
That's the third day then.
Okay, so who is attuning to it?
Elhorn.
Okay.
Sound of regret.
Are you all just kind of hanging around whilst he's
I'm
attuning?
actually going to put my hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
Well, while they're tuning, and since we're in the archive of the past, I want to look for any information I can find on Jergal.
Sure. Whilst, well, if you're thinking about attuning, only one person can attune at a time. But what are you doing with your like hand on your shoulder?
I was going to like see if I could like see what he sees.
Right.
Why are you touching me?
Kind of like a conduit.
He loves you.
I'll say make
Is Angro good looking?
make an Arcana check.
Me or Angro?
Angrod. No, you.
Oh my fucking god.
What is this
Fuck.
shit?
See all those times I fold double up.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
guys are
waste it on this.
you're tuning and Arnvir make a investigation looking at the tablets of the past and trying to find some info on Jurgle. Bearing in mind it'll have to be kind of relevant to the Underdark, as the
Cool.
giants have told you. Let's see here. 19, not bad. Okay, it takes you a while. Whilst they're kind of like attuning to this thing and trying to see what they can see. You find that Jergal is a demigod from kind of an old pantheon and was actually killed not too long ago, but obviously must be resurrected. You know he's also referred to as the Lord of Everything and Scribe of the Doomed, and when he died, the Forgotten One. He's known for keeping records on the final disposition of all spirits of the dead. You know he's rather well, you might know this personally, but he's rather formal. He doesn't get angry. He's not like emotionally driven, and as he's pretty, you know yourself, he's quite a chilling dude when he speaks. Before him, he served someone, another god called Merkel, who was kind of like it was weird. He was like a god of death who hated death. Like he wanted to prolong life, but he was a god of death. It was really weird. Whereas Jurgle seems to kind of just he is like a scribe of the dead, so he kind of keeps track of the deaths in the world, the plane, and who died and by what means, and has like a general gist. There is a church with that role. You know that there's sort of monasteric churches. There are one or two based in the Underdark, and they're generally abandoned for the most part. There aren't many members who worship this clergy. The most prominent worshippers were people called Fae, who are kind of an ancient humans mostly, and wizards. They were very magical based people, the Fae. There are also clerics of the Fae too, who prayed to Jurgle back in the day, but those people are long forgotten, and you kind of get the idea that he is weak, but he's coming back. Obviously, if he's speaking to you and has followers and things. With that roll, yeah, I mean he's an ancient god, older than most of the gods, and he used to be a greater deity before he got killed. Now he's a demigod, but you can't get much more than that. But he doesn't seem evil inherently, and he seems rather fuck. Well, I may as well say it. He seems rather lawful. He's not a chaotic god, but that's all you can gauge with that roll. Nothing more.
What? Anything about his library? No.
Well, when I mentioned the monasteries in the Underdark, one of those could be the library, but it doesn't. None of the tablets you see specifically mention it. Okay, so you guys have attuned. Well, Elhorn's attuned. Whilst you just stand with your hand on his shoulder, ready for him to ask it a question. What do you ask once you've attuned, or do you like? So basically, Elhorn, the way this works, you feel connected to the crystal now at this point.
Hell yeah.
So you fully attuned. What you do?
Where's Aronveer at this point?
He's just like looking for stone tablets and running his hands over it to like decipher the strange languages it's inscribed on with comprehend languages and stuff. But he's probably nearby. The halls aren't too massive.
Hey, you necrophile, come here.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like I'm ready.
And Angro,
I
do you
can
feel
the
like
crystal.
you feel like a weak link to the crystal, but only through Elhorn as like a conduit, but like weak. Like you feel you aren't attuned to it so much as you're attuned to the magic involved between them.
Just so you know, I'm letting you touch me right now. So you can see.
Alright, don't know if I'll work, but I'll touch it.
Not you. This gentleman over behind me, who's touching my shoulder right now.
Why is this score so bad today? Holy moly.
Fred seems really fucking loud as well. And I've got it 1.
Toggle the mute for him, sometimes that helps.
I've got him at like 3 and he's okay.
I've got it at 1 and it's fucking loud.
You might have to turn down your system volume for Discord or something.
But then I don't hear Andrew.
You can turn him up as a user though.
I know, I've got him like 165% and still is not loud enough.
These
That's
are-
weird.
You're
Yeah.
the first person I've ever heard that.
On jump.
I don't know, it's only you.
Alright. Technical issues aside. What are you doing?
Asking Aronveer what the fuck to ask.
What?
Hit me with ideas.
You wanted to attune to this, man. Ask. We want to know what caused the resurgence of the demon lords, right? So that should be the main question.
Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Should we be more specific? Can we be more specific?
I try and be specific as much as possible.
Okay, so what is the question you ask? Basically telepathically to the crystal.
So I go, crystal in my palm.
Mm-hmm.
How Hmm. Not need to be more specific.
I mean, if you can, that question should suffice, I think.
Okay. So I ask,
Yep.
how did the demon lords come to this realm or plane from the abyss?
Okay. A moment passes, and Angro, do you... What Elhorn's about to see, you're gonna see, but it's gonna be not as clear for you. Basically, Elhorn's watching it in 1080p, and you're watching it in like 360.
Feels bad.
Minecraft.
But what you see, a moment passes, and you remember the words as well of the Library of the Present echoing, telling you not to get lost in your visions. But what you see before you, almost like a tunnel vision, the sort of edges of your vision, the periphery, are all kind of like a white hue. And what you see is an imperious drow arc wizard in spider silk robes, and he seems to be casting some kind of spell in like this large area. It looks like some kind of ritual. As you're watching, the ritual draws towards its conclusion, and it's a male drow elf, and you can't really make out much features. He's in flowing robes and appears to be some kind of spellcaster, clearly. But anyways, as the ritual draws towards its conclusion, a web of energy begins to expand out from this large area. Sort of reddish, purplish energy. The wizard seems alarmed, taken aback. He starts stepping backwards slowly, and you can see on his face just barely make out an expression of surprise. And he kind of moves his hands back in a forward position and begins exuding more magical energy in an effort to complete this spell. It looks like he seems to be growing more crazed, and like his hands explode with arcane energy and push him back 20 feet, flying, careening across the ground. And then you see madness. A rift opens up in this web of energy around. There's cracks and rifts just appearing, and they're stretching and widening. And through each, there seems to come horrific fiends that scream, shriek, and howl as they're wrenched from what you can only surmise is the abyss and cast into the Underdark. A woman's deep, dark laugh echoes in your mind as the drow wizard shrinks away from the demonic hordes he has, seemingly unwittingly, unleashed. And you come back to your form.
That was fun.
I see.
What did you see?
Oh, it's all a bit foggy, but it looked like there was someone doing a ritual. And either A, they realised they made a mistake and tried to close the portal, or B, they tried to fuel the portal.
Try to fuel it.
Yeah, like it was stuck, like
We're halfway.
it seemed like it was halfway, and then it just sort of like, needed that little push over the edge.
What did they look like?
I couldn't
drow.
make him out.
a Drow wizard in silk robes. They look like a male. They all look the same.
Fucking bigot.
But yeah, that looks like a Drow elf, the Drow elf, opened up a portal to the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only a thing, eh, Jordan? It's not like the crystal can be used by other people.
What was that, sorry?
You can like use the crystal now.
Crystal's spent. Some of the purplish light that was emanating from it kind of dims down.
Like, but the crystal, we can use it once a day or once every 24 hours, because that's different.
Wait, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know.
Fuck.
You were told once a day, but whatever that means.
It's not clear.
So I'll let you know when it starts emanating purple lights again. But that's it for now.
I suppose there's nothing else to do until we can charge it back up.
Nope. But we can ask Vizaran Devere if he knew any powerful wizard. Where he's coming from.
What if it was him?
Did it look like him?
As I said, J-Elf males look the same.
Oh my god, Angara, did it look like him?
I could not make out who it was. It was covered in robes.
Excuse me, but I don't have time to ask his name.
Viserion was wizened for a drow. He was old looking for a drow. Did this drow look like him? Did it look...
Yeah, but we are in the archive of the past, so that means he probably was younger if it was him.
True. No, well, the resurgence hasn't been going on that long, though.
Okay, slightly younger, for fuck's sake.
The vision is not that clear as you may expect. I can't
So-
tell.
It was a drow,
I would have
And it
fucking
was either-
checked that.
and he was
Alright.
either making a mistake or trying to fuel the portal.
Elhorn, make a perception check, and Angrod, make one at disadvantage.
I can do a perception check in my visions. Hell yeah. Oh. It's almost a 1.
No, it shouldn't be Aaron if you're making the insight. Because
No,
he's the one.
it's a perception check.
Oh,
You need to make one at disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh, fucking shit.
Okay.
Oh wow.
got my glasses on.
Elhorn, it's hard to say. It wasn't the same robes for you, like what both of you saw. It wasn't the same robes at least. This was obviously spider silk. But you know, you can change robes easily enough, and maybe it was before he was banished. But for Angrod, somehow you really focused in, and it didn't look like Vizaran. It looked the one looked younger, and there was a strange spider symbol on his spider silk robes, right in the middle, like upper chest, in the center. Like a large, smooth spider with a sort of, I mean, you can't make it too much detail, but a spider with like, and it's like atop a web, and it's kind of like embroidered on the robes. But as far as you could see, it looked younger at least. Like, didn't look aged for an elf.
I tell Aaron Fior that it wasn't Visaran. There was, however, an emblem on his robe so we could investigate further that was a spider atop its web. And it was like a pretty, but it wasn't like a wee thing, it was a pretty big thing. Like, this guy was wearing these colours proud.
Well, looks like something a follower of Lolth would wear.
Either
Tree of
that,
spiders.
or it could
He's all evil.
either that, or it could be his house emblem, which would give us a name, which would be handy. But more than likely, it is just a symbol of love. But we'll need to remember and ask Viserion that.
We shall do that. What's the plan now then? Crystal needs to recharge.
Well, then we wait.
Well, instead of
Wow.
waiting, I'm going to search the archives of the past for information on love, please, Jordan.
Oh, good idea.
Okay. Archive of the past.
On who?
And who's searching?
I am.
Okay. Just you?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. You search the tablets, make an investigation check. Okay, damn, your investigation's oh, what the fuck?
I know.
Alright.
Boys.
Cool. There seems to be an abundance of information on Love since you're in the Underdark and that's where the Drow preside. She's known as the Queen of Spiders and is the most influential goddess of the Drow, although not the only one. There is, I should say, one good goddess. What you know is basically she wasn't always she's depicted as being half spider, half sort of humanoid, dark skinned like a drow, and that's why the drow have dark skin. There were these ancient wars thousands of years ago between elves before man ruled most of the land, and Love was in league with the main god of the elves at the time, which was Corellon. And if I can remember this right, Corellon was a pretty good deity, but she was kind of like a backstabber and cared about sort of power more than anything. I didn't give a shit about Corellon as they guys were kind of together. You know that like her turning into half spider and sent to the abyss was a punishment for basically betraying Corellon and also being one of the causes of the Drow elves' downfall, as they weren't always this obsidian skinned elf, but they were basically exiled from the surface world because of her when she was exiled to the abyss, so she like led them astray. And you know, you find out she's a pretty underhanded deity, obviously, evil by nature, and I mean, there's been many wars fought over her, not limited to the Crown Wars, which I was mentioning, between the elves. And what else? Yeah, I mean, other than that, she do I give you here? Yeah, like, you get the idea that she's the cause of the corruption of the Drow elves, and it's kind of like a positive feedback loop where, you know, the Drows worship her to become more corrupt, like as she corrupts them further, and they want to worship her more, and it goes on, and she has a tyrannical deity who doesn't give a shit about anyone else apart from herself and her own position. There is a ton of history here, none of it that relevant to you, so I'm not gonna go through it all with like years and shit. But there's been wars and shit fought over her, and she's responsible for the fall of the Drows, which is the main thing. But beyond that, there's nothing else of interest. What are the rest of you doing? While he's doing this.
Oh wait, we're in the past now, right?
Sure are.
I want to go to the future and
Right.
and read about King Brenner.
Sure. Okay. Make a wisdom check. Do you just walk off with the crystal?
Adios.
Huh. Oh, we got the present.
Okay. Easy enough.
I'm gonna go and find some information. Goodbye, guys.
Can I have the crystal?
No,
Why not?
because I am
What are
attuned
with
to
these
it.
nat 20s?
I was almost a 1
You're,
or 2, whatever it was.
you're not too far away, but you climb up a few stories and you manage to see Ustova. Upon coming into
I still want the crystal.
this archive, and Ustova is here, the stone giant of the future. There aren't any tablets or anything lying around. It's music and divination, musical instruments and divination tools. There aren't any tablets to read. But Ustova's sitting there meditating as always by her large basin. It's like made from like jade and like intricate gems and some strange bronze metal.
I gently knock on the door if there's any.
Yeah, there is.
I'm like, hello,
She replies, "Ah,
Gusto.
another dream has come to visit. What wisdom do you have to offer?"
I was hoping you could spare some of your knowledge. I want to know about King Brenner.
King Brenner. What of him?
What happened to him? Because I saw his echo walking the corridors in this library, and he looked very aged.
Ah, yes. So you wish to inquire about one of the echoes. Well, as you see, the echoes of your time, at least, the present, as you perceive them, they could be from millennia ahead or millennia before you. Questioning one's age is rather strange in that respect, as it is rather common that the echoes you see here will look aged or young, depending on when the library chose to welcome them. It says, This Brenner figure. Tell me more. What else would you wish to ascertain?
I was just hoping to find out how he managed to find the library.
Well,
Looking at the current situation, if no one succeeded to stop the demon lords, he surely would not have been here in the library.
well, that all depends on what lies in the future. There are many futures laid before us, almost an infinite number. And even then, in the most dire of futures, few could seek salvation and guidance. Even if what my visions are foretelling me transpire, you may live, although in a very dark world, and the library may seek you then, but I do not have a clear vision to all future paths, I'm afraid.
So you would not be able to track back that line of future that led him to the library.
Unless this is related to our people, the stone giants, I'm afraid I would not be able to. Little dream.
Big stone giant. Thank you.
Please feel free to seek me out and ask more questions.
I'm sure I will.
Farewell.
Catch you later.
Alright. So, what's everyone doing now?
I want to find someone that is able to tell me why they keep calling us Dream.
You could ask you could ask anyone you see. You could like seek out one of the Galeb-Dur, one of the caretakers out, who are like little elemental helpers of the stone giants. Or
As long as it's not a fucking stone giant,
Or
because
you could
they
seek out
don't answer.
You could try and seek out Veldescar if you want, but that would need a wisdom check. Okay,
shit.
you're looking for Veldescar.
Yeah,
You start wandering the halls, lost.
I get lost forever.
Yep. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're just wandering around like Veldescar. You're really trying to think hard, but you can't recall his features and his aura in this place right now. You begin wandering
Okay.
off. And just so you know, like, if you ever feel the need to return to your quarters, you have already visited, you can sort of pinpoint where they are, if you like.
Oh, so I'm not completely lost.
No. Like, places you
Okay.
visited, you can revisit without trying. Like, you've got a feel for the room and stuff, and the library guides you there. But
Okay.
what is the rest of you doing? Everyone's kind of wandering off. Split the party. Good idea.
I'm following El. I'm kind of tagging behind Elhorn.
Oh, you've been tagging along?
Yeah, a little bit. Just like, I really want that fucking.
You just want my crystal. You're
He's,
not
ju-
following
he's
because
just stalking him at a safety distance.
I'm not stuck. He knows I'm there. I'm not being an arsehole. But I'm just like, I really want it. And I know I can't use it till tomorrow, but I'm just going to stick around you until you give it to me.
Okay.
I don't say this, but you know that sort of thing.
So you probably notice Bosner's kind of tailing you. But yeah, the rest of you.
I'm going to the present.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you said it before. So yeah, you eventually, after some time, whilst everyone's dealing with their own business, you reach an archive of the present. You come in and you see stone tablets and crystal tablets in niches in the walls, and these cylindrical stone structures with scribings on them. And you were just seeking the archive, yeah?
Well, now that I'm here, I want to look for anything pertaining to the symbol that Elhorn's and Angrod's seen, and or like something to do with the current archmage or archmages or whatever. The drow.
Okay, so you're. It's gonna be a hard one. Investigation check.
Okay.
Looking around and sort of mental brands and like looking for sort of men's brands and information. You gather. There are houses of the drow which do have symbols akin to this one. Although with that roll you don't find the one you're looking for right away. Not with like this search. But you do find a lot of them tend to include spiders, but nondescript, like sat upon a web. And you get the idea that this is probably a house symbol. What Angrod described.
Alright.
So, do you guys have any remaining plans for the day?
I'm lost in the middle of the library, so
You can ask one of the Galabdur when you come across them if you like. They're little stone turtles.
yeah, that may be a good idea.
Okay, easy enough. They pop out the walls every so often, and you see them walking around with tablets. Just so happens, you come across one with a tablet, and seems, he's waddling along.
So I stop him
Okay.
and I tell him, "Are you able to give me answers
Says-
on my questions?"
says, yes, swiftly now, what can I help you with?
I was wondering, why is the stone giants keep calling us a dream?
Says,
I was like, well, that's interesting, little Gene.
It looks kind of inquisitively, it's like, dreams, I believe they call those dreams who are not of their world. Are you from another world?
I'm from another plane.
Then that is completely reasonable for them to assume your dreams.
Okay.
I am not a traveled creature and cannot speak for other planes, but who's to say what planes are real and what are not?
Well, it seemed pretty real to me.
As you could probably tell, the stone giants are not the most traveled of creatures, not these librarians' enemies. I cannot speak for others, as I've only met a handful in my years working here.
Is there any librarian that is not a stone giant?
Why, no. All of the 3 stone giants are librarians, and that is all.
Mm.
There is
Okay.
Veldeskar, and he is the only other who is not one of us. I do not know what
Okay.
he is exactly. Is that all? I have important tablets to deliver.
Yes, that's all.
Okay, starts,
Thank you for your time.
starts waddling off. Anything else anyone wants to do this day?
I want to investigate the tablets on Left Thoroughfare Jordan to find out about any cults that follow her. They're like, pretty extreme.
You what if? Alright, so you wanna. Right. What do you want to do exactly? You want to go to which archive?
In the past, I want to find out about any cults.
Cults. What kind of cults?
That follow, yeah, about that follow Loth, and I like wanting to like try and bring her back.
Sure, you can look. Roll an investigation.
Come on, Sherlock cat.
What the fuck is that investigation even? Okay. Okay, so you find out Lolf's followers are mostly Lolf clerics at least are exclusively female. You know that. Although there have been a few males in the past. You find out sort of through this information that the females rule over drow elves. It's a matriarchal system. And
Yes.
as such, women have the power. There are two main orders. You wouldn't call them cults, but that's subjective. There is the militant Murlocar, or known as the Order of Soul Spiders. And they're known as an elite fighting organization, and they're comprised of exclusively male crusaders, and they're kind of like Lolf and the females' bitches, and like the only males that are allowed into the priesthood of Lolf. But they directly serve the reigning matron mothers of the city of Menzabranzan, and generally they're like assassins of the faith, which tells you a lot about the faith. There's also the handmaidens of the Spider Queen, who are an order, or you're in the past, right?
Yeah.
There were an order of female crusaders, and they have no specific ties to any cities or anything like that. There's been a few times in recorded history, at least on these tablets, that the handmaidens of the Spider Queen have destroyed entire drow cities to prevent them from straying too far from Lolf, so they're religious zealots, and any drow who doesn't follow Lolf is basically heretical, and they murder them and raise cities who don't worship Lolf as their main deity. Because there is one good deity, but you don't find much info on that. Yeah, that's all you find. Based specifically on that, the orders and the cults.
Interesting.
It's taking you guys some time, by the way. Each time you're traveling and looking for some specific information, and you're coming up to sort of the end of the day, quote unquote, where you're getting a bit fatigued. So anything else you'd like to do on this day?
I want to go and find the present librarian.
You want to find the present librarian specifically?
Yes.
Alright, you'll need to roll a wisdom check for that.
With my luck. Exactly.
You're like, man, wandering around, I really can't find this librarian for some reason.
Okay, I'm going to fucking sleep then.
Just drop
it's not
soul
going
sleep on the
anywhere.
floor.
Okay, you head back to your quarters, which you don't have to roll to find. You can just find them because
Yay!
hey,
Finally.
Before I head back to mine,
yep.
I'm a moron for not checking my notes, but I want to see what I can find on Gromf Benry.
Where'd you hear that?
Jergo's acolytes.
Interesting. Okay.
Quick googling.
No, I've got some shit here. So roll an investigation. All right. So looking around, you find out that he is young for an elf. He is an archmage of Menzoberranzan. And not with that roll. You know he's from the house Bonray, and upon coming across this information, you see inscribed the sigil that Angrod mentioned to you, the spider atop a web. You know his mother is the head of the very powerful house called Yvonne Bonray. And probably not much more than that with that roll.
That's me then.
Okay. Is everyone heading back to their quarters?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
You guys head back to your amazing quarters, which are sick as fuck, and go to bed, and a long rest passes and you guys are awoke.
Hopefully I'm not
I'm up
getting
early.
lost today.
I'm up early and I found Delhorn's room and I'm standing
And
outside.
you all yeah, you all get advantage on your first roll of the day.
Great.
Because you have a good night's rest. Yeah, so and you all exit your quarters, not simultaneously, but pretty much one by one within seconds of each other. On the same floor and stuff, obviously.
So I asked
Elhorn,
the
you-
others.
You look at your crystal and it looks recharged.
Oh boy. I don't know what to ask.
Ask who's going to survive this one.
Fight
Give it
me.
to Bosna.
Yep.
We promised him. Just give it to him, please.
Give it.
We promised him he
Give it.
can have his question.
Find my son.
Do you want me to ask the crystal to find your son?
Do you want me
Just give
to
it
ask
to
the crystal?
Bosna.
He would need to attune to it.
That's fine. I can do that.
Or we can save time and I can just ask the question.
Save what, an hour?
True.
Yes.
I have an hour. I want to see
What?
him again.
Let Bosnar
It's
ask.
been
him.
years.
Should we be in the archive of the present, maybe?
Probably yes.
Well, I'm going there anyway.
Let's go there then.
walk off ahead.
You're going the wrong way. No, give me the crystal.
Fine.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So you hand Wilder the crystal and make your way to an archive of the present.
Yeah. Moral support
Is it-
for Bosnia.
Is there one pretty close?
You can wisdom check for a closer one if you like. Otherwise, you're gonna just return to the same one.
Just straight up wisdom.
Yep.
Hey.
With advantage.
Yeah,
There's one. Yeah.
you don't have advantage, but yeah, with a 17, it's easy enough. You find one
Oh, I
pretty.
thought you said that.
You find.
Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, sorry. Your first roll of the day's advantage. Fuck, man. As soon as you walk out, there's one like right opposite your room.
I'm going there.
Yeah.
I walk in,
Takes
I
like,
sit down on the
takes
floor,
like 5 minutes to walk through.
and I look at the crystal for like an hour until I feel like I've attuned to it.
Yeah, you begin to attune to it.
And then like say to Elhorn, right, how do I work this thing? They just ask the question and it'll show me, or what?
You just ask the question. But be specific. Because you might
Yeah.
have several sons.
Okay.
And remember, don't get lost in your vision.
I'll do my best.
Okay. An hour passes, whilst the rest of you are doing whatever you're doing. Wait,
Are we at the present?
would you guys like to do anything?
I would like to look for books on Konogram.
Okay. That's something you can do.
Just to spend time. Investigation. Crit.
So
Close enough. I don't even need advantage.
Yeah, I'll do that after the vision. But the vision. Well,
Okay.
you take an hour to attune to it.
Yep.
It's going to take you more than an hour to investigate all these tablets for the info you're looking for. So you've attuned to the
That's fine.
tablet, whilst Elhorn's kind of looking around. You're attuned,
Cool.
and that means Elhorn, you've lost your attunement to it.
Oh no. Good damn it.
Okay, so I sit down and I stare at the crystal and I ask, where is Kriv Fireforge? How do I find him? That's two questions, but you know, the first one.
Okay. You close your eyes, and a flash of greyish light clouds your peripheral vision. Vision that's not quite focused in yet, but the first thing that happens is you hear the sound of clanging metal against stone. It seems to be coming from dozens of instruments. A low roaring shout bellows through some kind of cavern or cave. You see, standing there, coming from where this voice came from, a Duragar, wearing heavy plate armor, wielding a war pickaxe and a whip in the other hand. He shouts in Dwarvish, which, luckily, you understand. "Come on, you swine! Get a move on!" Before cracking the whip. Another short, stout figure, although, as the whip is cracked across this one's back, you don't see the dark skin. You see a fair-skinned dwarven fellow, with long, ragged red hair, battered and bruised, currently mining a vein for ore.
Do I recognize what kind of ore it would be?
Or, okay, yeah, you can perception check that.
Just normal, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It looks like mithril. A mixture of steel and silver. You see, this looks like your son, but a shadow of what he once was. And at his sides, you see Daryl, small, dark-skinned, halfling-sized creatures who you've seen before in Darrowland. They whimper at the sight of this dwarf being whipped and quickly pick up the pace out of fear and mining this ore. The vision begins to retreat until you get an overview of an underground city glowing deep red all over, smoke spewing from almost every building in sight. The vision begins to fade, and you catch a glimpse of the outer walls and a body of water bordering it before you finally return to yourself.
Bless you.
Cool.
Cool.
So I snap out of the vision.
Yep.
And I stand up and I shout, "He's alive! He's alive! He's not dead. He's alive. We'll get him back."
Okay, give me the crystal.
No.
So where is he?
He's in a Duragar mine, slaved. He's at near a city, red city with water and water outside its walls. Looks like a mithril mine. He's a slave, but he's alive.
Oh boy, here we go killing again.
Do right, every Duragar I see is dead.
Was that sorry?
Every Duragar I see is dead.
Oh shit.
Is that a promise?
You
Can I quote you on that?
can.
Okay, give the crystal back now.
No.
Give it back.
Why?
You had your fun.
It's not fun, I need it.
Why do you need it now? You've used it.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Fuck that shit. We've got shit to do with that.
I'll keep an eye on that as well. One day each, yeah? Turn about.
Meanwhile, who was it that was looking at Gonogrim stuff?
Me.
Gonogrim, you find out, was founded by the Delzin, an ancient dwarvish people, who you heard briefly mentioned in the past when you were at Gonogrim. And basically, you find out it was founded by dwarves, and they mined so deep that they the Delzin, they mined so deep that they found a fire primordial, which they saw that and were basically like, fuck this shit, and they abandoned it. But they had to take refuge shortly after due to the attacks coming from the north with the orcs, and they used the fire primordial's fires to fuel the forge, the great forge deep below, which, funnily enough, Bosners used the forge to make a few gold pieces. What else?
Are you sharing this with the group?
I'm not done yet. Shh,
You-
I'm reading.
You also
Okay.
the fire primordial, is called Megera, Megera, and
spell that?
apparently it's undisturbed for now. But go ahead and make an either religion or arcana check. You don't know shit about primordials, son. But basically, you find out the Delzun occupied, like hundreds of thousands of years ago, and obviously they're an extinct race at this point. But many people have overtaken Gauntlegrim and ruled over it. There have been Illithid, also known as Mind Flayers, who have ruled over it. There have been Drow and Orcs, each ruling over it. And... okay. You find out, since this was fairly recent information as well, pretty recently Gauntlegrim was taken back by King Brenner, along with Dritz Do'Urden and some other mighty heroes, but before, well, as they were taken over, the Drow occupied, and the main house I should say, is the Drow house of Zorlarin, headed by Matron Zirith, and they had been... The purpose, this was a pushed agenda by House Bon Ray to create a sister city to Menzoberranzan in the Underdark and expand the Drow's influence. But obviously King Brenner and his band of dwarves and other heroes, Dritz is a Drow elf, and other people, but they all took it back with also the helps of the Lord's Alliance. But that's what you find.
Cool. So I just let the party know about Quanogrim's history,
Sure.
if they didn't know.
Oh, I'll tell them what I found out about Henry and shit last night as well.
What was that?
That he's an archmage. The young archmage Menzoberranzan is for the House Henry, which is has the logo that Bellhorn's seen, and that it might have been him that they seen, or at least somebody for his family.
But why?
Why?
Why
Why-
did he open the fucking portal?
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck off.
Viserion might be able to tell us more when we meet up with him.
Quickly, Jordan,
Yep.
from the books,
What books?
the one I was reading.
Sword Coast, yeah.
What was the mind controlling people's name?
Elephants.
Illithids, also known as Mind Flayers.
So they occupied Gonogrim before the jail,
Yep.
and the jail took over. Okay.
They housed an Elder Brain there. You know,
Mm.
which is almost like a hive mind.
Oh shit. Okay.
But yeah, Gonogrim's had many a race take it over.
Damn.
Sick.
What a whore.
And only like 3 decades ago or something, Brenner took Gonogrim back. But yeah, anything you guys would like to do this day before retiring for the next?
I want to see if I can find information about the stone that they gave to the paladins.
Sure. Oh, I mean, okay. What archive would you like to go to?
The present.
Mm-hmm. And you're just gonna look around the tablets. Well, there are some tablets that have been left behind, and they often get shifted by Galebdur into the archives of the past. Most of them are newly scribed, but yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. What specifically are you like looking for? Just any hints of this gem?
Well, I want to know what kind of gem it is and why it's changing people, making people act strange.
Which one? Is that the gem for before?
Yeah.
The evil gem.
It's going to be very difficult to find information like that out.
Just put some keywords in, like red evil.
But no, it's not like
circle
Google.
shape.
What if I go in the past?
Because you're kind of looking around, you're looking at stone tablets and like sort of deciphering them and trying to find information that way. It's not like I mean, the library does guide you when you search for stuff slightly, but it's not like.
Well, it never guides me, but okay.
Yeah, you've had bad. Yeah, the library hasn't
The
failed you
library
much.
doesn't like me.
I'll let you make an investigation check though. It will be difficult. Looking
It's
around,
slightly better than before.
like looking around the archive of the prison, you find many scribings of strange, different gems and trinkets. Some of them holding sentient beings, and some of them forged as sentient beings, but nothing seems to catch the description of the gem that you guys came across. That takes you some time as well.
Oh well.
And does anyone else like want to do anything on this day?
I would, Jordan.
Yep.
I would like to investigate in the archive of the present
Mm-hmm.
about the current drow archmages.
The current.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and make an investigation check if you like.
Oh, that too.
Dude, what are
90.
these? Sorry, you're in
When
the
it comes to
you're in the present, right?
the present, yeah.
Present.
When it comes to lower.
You find that generally Menzo Baranzan only have one Archmage at a time, hence the title Archmage. And the most recent one in the tablets you can find is Gromp Bonray. There's been strange reports coming from Menzo Baranzan. Apparently, in your search into the present of it, there's been reports obviously coming from the librarian's many scouts throughout the Underdark that there has been an attack on the city, and yeah, I mean, nothing much more than that. And Gromp Bonray, you know, he hasn't been Archmage for too long, considering elves. Like a few hundred years. But only recently has Menzo Baranzan come under siege from some unknown creature. In fact, with that roll, no, it hasn't been reported what it was exactly. Perhaps demonic in nature.
Perhaps.
Spooky.
Right. And is that it from everything there?
I mean, that's up to you guys. What are you guys all doing?
No, because I wanted to check for something else as well.
Yeah, I mean, each time you investigate, this takes hours because you have to sift through tablet upon tablet, dozens,
Mm.
and it's not like you can like look at it unless you know Dwarvish or Giant. You can't just look at it and read it offhand. You have to run your hand over it and decipher it. It takes you some time. I'll say you've got
Yeah.
time for one more search.
Can I do a search? Since I'm
Sure.
I want to see if I can research any Duragar cities.
Sure. Investigation.
Let's see. Holy fuck!
Don't say you're on nat 20. What the
Well,
fuck are you guys? You guys are hacking.
I swear we're not hacking nothing. I swear.
You find out. You're in the present, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're in the present, in the Underdark, you find out Grakelsta is the basically the main kingdom of Duergar, and it's also referred to as the City of Blades and the Deep Kingdom as well.
What was that called? What?
Grakelsta.
Gracklesta.
Yeah, and then you realize, oh shit, that's on my map
Indeed it is.
with that roll.
Yeah. Cool.
But let's see what else I've got here in my notes. Locations. You know, currently, the ruler, the king of the Durgar, is known as Hogar Steel Shadow the Fifth. And you also know that there resides a red dragon in the city called Themberchild. A fairly young red dragon.
What was it called?
Themberchild.
Ember Child.
And
Okay.
he lights the foundries in the city for them to incessantly smith, because that's their main business. And there are... Yeah. Main sort of landmarks would be the Blade Bazaar, which is the town square where trade is done, because they do trade with others and trade slaves, even with orcs and drow and such. There is the Deep King's Hall, which is the Hall of the King, Hogar. Themberchild has his own lair. You've got the Cold Foundry, which is an inn built like a fortress. And the Shattered Spire, which is another infamous or famous tavern, which is located atop a broken stalagmite protruding out the dark lake. And it was pulled inland, connected inland via rope bridge. But that's all you really get just now.
Cool.
Okay, it's getting about that time where you guys should probably rest up, unless there's anything you want to do on your way.
Kind of rest.
On your way back to your, because you guys all remained in an archive of the present, like that whole time. You encounter another echo. Now that you have an eye for it, you know it's an echo at this point. And it's a he, and he appears to be an old human wizard man with grey hair, flowing red robes. He's got a sword sheathed in a leather hold and pipe in hand. And he's sort of sauntering on over around the outer ring of this well. And he looks rather relaxed. He's just piping away. And kind of come across as you guys. He goes, "Oh, who do we have here? Colourful bunch." Says, "Okay, not one for words. I understand."
Odds pretty accurate, if I'm honest.
Says, "I always find it interesting talking to these spectral people. Tell me, what world do you guys hail from?"
The one above.
"Ah, the surface. It's been a while. I wish I saw it in its prime."
What year are you from?
"So you never ask a wizard his age." And he's kind of like pipes away and sort of like puts his other hand over his belly, and he just kind of like blows a big puff of smoke out. Says, "I'm from, well, at some point we stopped recording time. It seemed pointless. So, it depends. By which measure do you look at time? What yearly calendar do you abide by? Perhaps I can give an estimate."
I take it we still use like 12 months in that.
Yeah. You use 12 months, they're called different names. Like, for instance, January is called Hammer. But you know that the years in which, like, you know how we use BCE is before Common Era and CE is Common Era. You guys have been using DR, which is Dale Reckoning.
Yeah, I tell him that, like, it's deal reckoning.
Oh. He looks at you and his pipe kind of like drops from his mouth a little bit as he takes it out slowly. It says, "Dale Reckoning. That's some while ago. I'm afraid we don't use that calendar anymore. We use DU. And I'm from 1000 DU.
DU means day of what?
Looks at you and says, "Demon Uprising."
Yeah, I wasn't one to guess that.
Not nice.
Did you say 1000 DU?
About that, and you know, he went from kind of jolly and chill to like kind of serious, and his face is kind of drooped down a bit, and he starts chewing on his pipe, kind of like looking at the ground nervously. thinking to himself.
What was the last year recorded before you started using the DU calendar?
Well, that's a bit before my time, I'm afraid. I'm but a mere human. I don't live long enough to exceed calendar dates, I'm afraid.
You don't know a bit of history.
It says we lost our history.
Oh, fuck me.
As you've
We lost
come here to
everything.
find it.
The surface world is in ruins, and I came here seeking a spell.
Oh, what's the name of this spell?
It goes by different names, but it's maybe mere myth, but perhaps maybe our only way to return to what the world once was. Many died, many great heroes died during the demon uprising,
And the spells. What does the name the spell go by? To you?
well, those of us from where I'm from mostly call it greater banishment, and apparently it can be used by several spellcasters to cast the demons which roam our plane into the abyss once more, and give us a chance to rebuild our civilization once more. I am but a decrepit old man, though, and all I seek is to help my people.
So the demon lords are still.
Why, they war over the plane. They try and take each other's land from one another, and ironically enough, the Underdark is probably more safe than the surface at this point.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And even then, even then, many lesser demon and demon lords do roam the Underdark. It's not an existence I'd wish upon my worst enemy, compared to the stories I've heard of past. And you know, he's went like full somber mode. And he looks up at you and goes, and chews down on his pipe. Says, "Oh well, I guess I should get back to it." And he says, "I do not wish to meddle with time, but the one thing I will tell you is that the alleged cause of all this suffering and the destruction of our plane was due to a drow elf, one of the Bonray family. That is all I can reveal."
Well, thank you.
And then he walks off. One sec. Cheers. No.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, he begins walking off. And distraught, clearly. And that's where we'll have our break. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Split up and look for crews.
I'm dying.
Don't die, please.
My head hurt, my nose is bleeding, my neck hurt. I'm dying.
Have some of your rum. I hear it's good
It's
to
too
mix with
far.
painkillers.
It's too far from me.
Ask your cat.
So yeah.
Sally. Rolo, can you give me some rum? No, it's not moving from the chair, so. Yes. He's just complaining.
As cats do.
I don't know what the fuck happened this morning. I felt running around the other.
You got completely cut off there. At least for me.
Me.
Yeah,
No, you're
yeah,
fine.
you cut off for me. Alright. May just be me then. But yeah, 20 past, we'll get back to it. You guys can meet your
Right, I'll be
doom.
back in a minute. Meet your doom.
Dead by dawn. What? You said that.
The fuck was that?
Back.
I missed you.
Oh, thanks. You just won the crystal.
Have the crystal.
Not for long. Hee hee.
How big's the crystal?
19 inches. Gives you advantage on intelligence checks as well, by the way.
Oh, that's handy. I need that.
And how do you know that?
Because I've got the handout.
Why do you have the handout?
Because I had the crystal the end of last game.
I deserve my handout.
That's literally all it says.
I deserve my own handout.
There, you got your fucking handout.
Give him fuck all.
You all have it.
Oh, you weren't kidding. This is 19 inches. Oh boy.
Shit.
And before Elhorn tries to fuck it.
This is how I'm gonna intimidate someone. Just
Alright,
watch me.
time to get back
I am back.
into it, boys and girl. So, everyone's heading back to their quarters, I believe. And you do. Rest up for the night. And another day passes. The crystal is recharged. What are y'all doing? I believe this is day 3. Who has the crystal?
I has a crystal.
Okay.
I request the crystal off Boston.
Okay. Go ahead.
No.
Boss, or can I get the crystal?
What for?
To inquire in the present to see how the order's getting on with the orb.
With the
Or the gem.
the gem, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I concentrate on the crystal, and I ask it, "How is the order?"
We're just standing in a hall.
That's fine. Oh, do you have to be in a place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I go to a present place first off,
Mm-hmm.
and I ask it how the order is getting on with their job of destroying the evil gemstone we gave them,
They're not destroying it.
or hiding it, or whatever.
How do you ask? It.
How do I ask?
Mm-hmm.
There are many orders and many crystals roaming
Yes,
around.
there are. Let me check my notes. What was the fucking order called? Order of the Gauntlet. I asked the crystal, once we're in the present,
Mm-hmm.
how is the Order of the Gauntlet getting on with its task to contain the crystal we gave them?
Okay. Sure. So you see, first thing, same again, off-white peripheral vision, and a face. The face of Paladin Tamriel, clutching the gem with a crazed look in her face.
Ah, shit. What one was she again?
With
Paladin, so one of the...
and off to the side is is shit, what's his name? Olaf. Cut down on the ground.
Oh
Blooded.
no.
And they're in some underdark cavern. You can't make out any discerning details.
Okay.
So we
But-
gave them the stone giant for nothing.
You just see
Did I see this?
you just see
did I the
torchlight.
golem?
You don't see this song, the golem, the shield golem. Shield guardian, sorry.
I don't fear never would I let them take the fucking orb.
If you were
Boston
here,
fight
you
is
could
fucking
something.
big back.
And
This is where democracy gets you.
it looks like the paladin girl stares you right in the eyes before you back to your form.
What did you see, Bosner?
Oh, fuck. So, it's not going well. Someone, the what was her name? The girl. One of the paladins has the crystal. And
Tamriel?
Yes, well done. Yes, that one. I didn't learn any of the names. I only learned the main one. Sir, what's his name? Sir, I'm so
Olaf.
bad with names. Sir Lanivar Strial. I learned his name. I didn't see him, but I seen someone else was
Olaf.
dead. Olaf was what? Would I recognize these people? Because I don't know
Of
any
course you
names.
do. You
Okay,
travelled
okay.
with them for like a month.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Well, I saw them for like 6 hours, but
Yeah.
I'm just shit with names in general. Like,
Could you see where they were? Like, was she in the
They're in
order? Was she in the woods?
they're in the Underdark in a cave. It looks like every other cave.
Just like the Jew.
God,
I don't
fucking
think
hell.
it's going well, unfortunately. We can maybe find them once we've dealt with the demon scourge.
We should have destroyed it when we had the chance.
We couldn't. We tried.
We should have destroyed the gem. We had a chance. We tried.
Did anybody try using?
A dramatic reading.
Did anybody try using a magical weapon instead of just beating it with a fucking mundane shit?
We did, yes.
No, you never.
No, we didn't.
+1 weapons aren't magical.
Elhorn's intelligence should be lower.
I agree.
What do you think that?
Oh,
Well, do spiritual weapons count as
Yeah,
magic?
that's true. Yeah.
So what are you doing? We could montage this onto the next day if you want.
I
Well-
want to look at my medallion.
Mm-hmm. Medallion of the Order, yes.
Metallic. How fucked are we?
Magic
And I
conch.
examined it. I was like, what the fuck?
You look
How
at
do I
it
work this thing?
and say, what the fuck? And it's just, it's literally like, was it a shield with a sword through it? Like a kite shield.
Hmm.
Nothing happens. You stare at it intently.
Maybe I should just throw this away because this is kind of tracking us.
Well, I would throw it away here. It's probably the last place we want to bring.
At some point, I should throw it away.
What is it?
Sort of a tracking device, so we could meet them if they ever delivered the gem, so we could have the golem back.
Can we use it to track them? Because then we could later fuck that woman up and take it back over.
And I put this medallion in your hand, and I say the magic words.
Fuck is a magic one?
Is this magical? See ya.
Say what?
Do you not want to send a message? Or do you want to try and
No, right
track
now.
them down? Fine.
Is it time to meet with Viserion, or are we waiting?
It's the next day. Tomorrow's the day you're supposed to meet with them.
Ah, right, okay.
Well, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna montage this shit. So you guys can do one more thing and then we'll move on to the next day.
Okay. Oh Lord, guide me. I want to look up all the demon lords.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
I'm-
well, narrow it down. I'm gonna look up Lolth, Jubilex, and Yunobu.
Okay.
Maybe it's a good might as well. Yeah. All four.
Okay, what about everyone? You all get one thing to do, and then we'll move on to the next day.
I'm going to look up about the slave trading business in Cragglestar in the present.
Okay.
I want to see if I can find out anything about this Greater Blight spell.
Greater Ban.
Punishment.
That's the one.
That's the opposite of what we want.
Sure
Yeah.
can.
In the present or in the past?
This
Is it?
you get the idea.
Okay, you check in the present,
This lib-
and I check in the past.
A good idea.
Okay. Sure. Everyone make investigation checks for whatever they're looking up.
Advantage,
With my luck.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Alright, since RV rolled first.
Oh yes.
I'm not really looking for anything. Can I just assist people?
You can assist one person if you like.
You guys all had pretty decent investigations. I'll just,
I'll just say you can roll again for one of them and help them out.
I get advantage on the first roll. What's that?
Sure.
I don't need
Is
it.
it your
It's an
first roll?
intelligence roll. You should get advantage anyway.
Sweet. Cool. Oh god. It's fine. You all got better than me.
I don't even know who your assistant, but it doesn't really matter.
Just whoever got the lowest.
Iron
Whoever
Veer,
looked like they needed help.
you're searching the archives of
The present.
for
The Greater Banishment spell.
and Nihal, you're doing the same in the past.
Yes.
Looking around, you find information on. No, you don't find anything about a Greater Banishment spell.
Which one of us?
Well, both of you. You're in the past. You don't find anything, or the present. You don't find anything about a Greater Banishment spell, and you kind of like looking through the information on like arcane magics in the Underdark and stuff. There's not much on spells specifically. Like the Stone Giants said themselves, they kind of archive mostly to do with their own peoples in the Underdark, and they kind of just send out messengers and stuff. Now what about Greater Banishment? Present, past, yeah. Angrod, what are you looking for?
The slave trade business in Cragglestar.
There's a booming slave trade business you find, and they trade with all sorts, mostly at other cities, but tend to meet others in Mantle Dereth to trade slaves, mostly with the drow. And other than smithing, it's one of their best businesses. Most booming. They trade with orcs. They have orc slaves. Like sometimes the orcs will sell their own people off. Nothing interesting. Just how you'd expect a slave business to be. You know, a lot of the time it's either drows selling people they've captured off to them and vice versa, or people selling their own people off because their settlements are failing.
Is that would that be able to determine if there's like sort of like big people are like a common buyer in like Cragglestar for like slave owners? Like is there's like a nobleman that's like basically got like a kitchen full of slaves or something like that?
Let me see here.
Can you not just use the stone? Oh no, we're not together, are we?
Nah, you don't. It doesn't appear to be like a nobleman. You've got the factions who essentially the factions are in charge of buying the slaves, which you already know about the factions, and they buy the slaves for their own businesses, be it mining or trade or whatever. But not like a specific person who buys the slaves. You kind of bring them in, and then certain members of factions will inspect them probably and buy them that way. You also find, since you're looking into notable inhabitants of Kragglesta, the leader of the Stone Giant clan, known as Higram, who... Oh wait, did you bump into him, or was it everyone else? Your party bumped into this Stone Giant as an echo within the library walls. Higram, the Stone Giant, Stone Speaker.
The only one that was not with us was Angrod.
Oh. Well, that's someone you know about, as well as Horgar Steel Shadow, the fourth from previous search in the past. And there's a notable Darrow that you find out called Droki. D-R-O-K-I. Droki. But other than that, you don't find out much else. Who else rolled? Elhorn, what are you doing?
Is there only past, present, and future parts of the library that I know of?
That you know of.
It's a 4 tenths of time.
Uh-huh.
I want to find
4D chess, let's go.
You guys are playing checkers, I'm playing 4D chess.
I want to find the archives for the Demon Lords.
Alright, make a wisdom check.
Yay! Oh, that was almost a 2.
There is no... From your searches, there isn't an archive of the Demon Lords. The library kind of doesn't even guide you, you just kind of haphazardly walk around. Just looking...
Then I go to the past and look up the Demon Lords.
You can try.
Sure, I'll let you try. Make an investigation check. Any specifically?
Well, trying to find if any of them had beef with anyone.
Okay,
or
with that
beef with
investigation
each
check,
other.
you find out they all have beef with each other. They all want to take over each other's layers in the abyss. Well, with that roll, you find out Dreeblex is probably the only one you've heard of who isn't sentient. You find Dreeblex is just slime god who just wants to eat, consume, destroy. Although with that role you find an interesting name, one you haven't come across, who seems rather prevalent, one known as Baphomet. Phomet is being described as a 12-foot tall humanoid with a bull's head, a bovine tail, and broad stubby hands and feet. It's from the 600th layer of the abyss.
The what?
600th layer of the abyss.
Fuck's sake.
And is basically the god of the Minotaur.
Uh-oh.
and is arch nemesis with Yinogu. Because they occupy adjacent layers of the abyss. Baphomet and Yinogu. That's all you find.
Okay. Yeah.
At that, it's time to rest up and put in another day's work, I guess. You guys rest up, and you're on day number 4 since you came here. Or day as far as you know. You don't know, like, your 4th rest. I
Yeah,
should
we
say.
may have been here for 1,000 years and we don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe the demon uprising is already happening outside, and the guy that was in the future now is in our present.
Please, no negativity. This is a
Plot twist.
library. Please, a pay.
Maybe that's why we can find Paco.
Yeah, so you've all exited your respective chambers. The library seems to subtly awaken you all and guide you out of your quarters about the same time so you can all convene.
Well, I want to sleep
The
more.
crystal's recharged.
Sweet.
Should we find Vizron?
Maybe before we do that, maybe we should use the crystal and look at and see what one of the demon lords are doing right now. That help?
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah. But let's do it. I'm up for it.
Oh, I do not agree to do
Do
that.
we know? Do we know that the girl stared at Bosna when he was checking the present?
I didn't.
We should check whose crystal that is, or what demon, if there's any in it.
Which one? The crystal that the paladins have got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we might have to deal with that first. Most likely. Definitely.
Why do you want that crystal back so bad?
I just want to live.
Oh, you're gonna die eventually, so
I want to die later.
yeah, well, eventually, as I said.
Unless anyone has any other great questions to ask. I think we should go with that.
What about if we follow the lead of that echo from the future about that spell? Because if it was a spell, it'd be a book somewhere, right?
If it does exist, if
it
it's
does
not just a legend.
I mean, there are demon lords, I say, so.
Well, maybe that's a legend in the future, just so that they have hope to liberate themselves from the demon lords.
He did say he wasn't sure if it existed.
Well, if you can determine if it exists, it saves us having to chase a light. You know, chasing not unborn man tails, I guess you would have to say.
Well, seeing the vision, it was a ritual that was casted. Is probably a scroll that is available.
Everything has an opposite. If you remember correctly, guys.
Yeah.
So?
Well,
Do we wanna ask the stone if there is any spell like that?
I vote for looking for the Greater Banishment spell. Anyone else?
Okay,
I agree.
Fair
Well,
enough.
Majority.
Okay, so
democracy.
what the hell are you guys doing?
Well, it's not in the past and it's not in the present, so
If we go to the future, the issue is you won't see a clear picture. It will be images. It'll be like a vision. Not like the ones we've experienced so far. So are you willing to do it, Bosner, or do you want someone else to do it?
I'll do it. So,
Can I do
Say
the
the
thing?
question out loud.
Can I do the thing I done with Elhorn again, Jordan?
of course you can.
Arcana check.
This is in my rules.
You guys are going to the
Advantage.
Archive of the Future, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Future?
Yeah.
Why would
Ah, no!
Advantage.
You do not attune yourself to the magical presence and the aura emanating from Elhorn and the crystal.
Oh no, it's Boston this time.
Oh, Bosner, sorry.
Oh
He's
well.
touching other people.
This
man.
arbor's too thick.
As you're sat in one of the archives of the future, what do you ask?
Before I ask anything, ask
Where's my
the
son?
group. How do I ask this exactly? Am I looking for a scroll or a book or what?
Ask what is the way to reverse the demon uprising?
That's
Yeah.
be specific.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you'll
not, I
have-
don't think that's specific enough.
Where
DR 1486.
87.
85. However long we have traveled, fuck knows.
we keep it simple, and if you just try and figure out the exact location of the Greater Banishment spell.
What is the location of the Greater Banishment spell? Right, okay. Let's try
Would
that
that-
one.
Would that be? Does anyone have
Would
any better ideas?
no, that sounds good.
Let's
Ish.
go with that.
So you ask?
I ask what is the location of the Greater Banishment spell?
Okay.
Oh boy.
As you grasp your 19-inch
Rod.
crystal, you focus hard and telepathically try to will your thoughts into the crystal to allow it to show you a prospect of the future which involves this Greater Banishment spell, but after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of focusing, nothing seems to be happening.
Okay. Guys, it didn't work.
It might not be called a Greater Banishment spell.
Yeah. Maybe the spell's not good enough. Maybe it has to be the spell scroll or someone that knows the spell.
I think we should talk with Vizna, the Veer.
Yeah.
And we should
Aye.
ask him about the guy that cast the spell in the first place. The fucking idiot.
So
Okay.
we're gonna look for him.
So you guys looking for a visitor?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
And also the crystal's charge is still there. You didn't use it, but
Oh, that's good. Handy.
yeah, it didn't get used up. Who's leading the way, or are you going to the meeting spot?
I think
Well,
we should
there
go
was.
to the meeting spot.
Sure. For the sake of it, just whoever's leading the way, just roll me a wisdom check.
Well, we know where the meeting spot is.
Yeah, just for the fuck of it.
I'll do it.
Who's leading?
I might as well lead since I've done the thing and
Oops.
it's fine.
Yeah. So
One of you.
you guys head down to the archive where you're supposed to meet him. And, a couple hours passes and you see the two figures approaching you, and it's none other than Vizeran and Cleve. Cleve, who hasn't said a word, by the way, but nonetheless, they approach.
Is he a Kotor, that guy?
Was that sorry?
Is
Is he a Quatua?
No, he looks way more menacing and mean than Kuto. Kuto are more fish than frog, really. They're like reverse mermaids. He is like... I'm not gonna give you a visual, because... Wait, maybe I can. I'll see if I can do this in the D&D chat. This is what he looks like.
Oh my god.
And he's big.
Oh, what a nice fellow.
Yeah.
It looks like that fucking thing from Star Wars.
Pretty sure that's the thing with Star Wars.
I've never watched Star Wars, so.
Oh,
Fuck's sake, Cheddar.
Exiled.
Okay, stop session. We are screen sharing Star Wars.
Exiled from the party, that's it.
Fuck off.
Guys.
I tried. I tried. I keep falling asleep after 10 minutes. They start in the movie, so.
Man.
There's something of women not being able to understand Star Wars. I'm telling you.
No, I'm not. I'm not able to watch it. That's
Alright. Before we start getting into a Star Wars discussion, they
Before
approach.
something really bad happens to Nihal.
These two figures approach you, and yeah, Vizeran and Cleve, and Vizeran looks upon you all, says, "Greetings. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. The concept of time is rather strange in here.
yeah, we got that.
What of your findings? Did you find anything useful about the Demon Lords?"
We found out they go out.
Yes, but did you inquire about the individual Demon Lords? Know thine
Maybe.
enemy, after all.
I learned a few things.
Anything useful?
Other than that they all have beef with each other.
Why, that is almost common knowledge.
Yes, I was just testing your knowledge of the Demon Lords, obviously.
He turns away from Elhorn and looks to the rest of you and says, "I hope the rest of you are wiser than this one."
We discovered that Gromf Bienri is behind the resurgence of the Demon Lords.
His eyes narrow a bit on you. He says, "Yes, it is as I feared." He says, "That Gromf, that fucking fool." He says,
Watch your profanity.
"He is the cause of my exile, and he is a fool." I
Okay.
too looked into this and also found that Grumpf performed some kind of ritual to release the demon lords, and I believe he was trying to release Lolth to this world and have her claim it for her own.
So I wanted to release only one.
It would appear that way. I do not see a reason, even for a fool such as himself, to release all of the demons, which would lead to the ruin of this plane.
So it's just an idiot.
And he says, I like you.
Thank you.
And
I think.
Yep.
We need to track him down.
he says, I have uncovered very vital information regarding this ritual, and perhaps a way to reverse such a thing. Though we cannot discuss it here within these walls. They literally have ears. And who knows who's listening.
Arms and legs.
He says, I suggest I will be returning back to my residence to continue further investigation and looking into this reversing of this ritual to send the demons of the abyss from whence they came, and I encourage you to join me, whether now or in the near future, if you have plans or questions still left in this place. He says, he says, what do you think?
I think it would probably be in everyone's best interest if that was to happen at some point.
And he says, do you bear any maps? If
We all
not,
have
do
a
you
map.
bear any parchment to which a map could be placed onto?
I have some parchment if you like.
We have maps.
I have parchment.
We have maps.
I have Zilch's map.
Let the man draw his own map.
No, just
He's-
draw it on the map that we have.
Says, my, some friction I see. I hope that
It's
won't be an
only
issue.
friction when he opens his mouth.
He says,
Yeah, testosterones.
here, I will mark out my tower. It is called her Araj. And he's asked you to present your maps.
I present the map.
Me too.
Me too.
Same.
Sure.
Elhorn pulled his
You have each
Yes, of
Hello
course, I mean,
stands in the corner.
you have each been gifted a new map.
a player map too.
Yep.
The sequel. Jordan, I would like to do
Map,
a
Mm-hmm.
perception check to see if the demon lord we encountered like 3 days ago is following us.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Just have a feeling.
Well, since you've only perception checked just now, you can only really check around you as you're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a sign of him. You don't see him lurking or anything.
But you say there's a chance?
You don't know. That's precisely why perhaps Viziran has offered discussion further at his tower, but you know, information in this place is definitely dangerous and memories are everlasting. in words,
And the walls have ears.
literally.
And arms and legs.
Hope they don't have eyes, because otherwise they would see the map.
Well, they do have eyes. They keep fucking popping out of the fucking walls.
I was like, I heard you talking shit. Oh, shit. Don't hurt me.
He says, the library granted me safe and easy passage here, and I hope it does the same for you when you come to Oraj. If you don't wish to travel with I and Cleb just now, I hopefully will speak to you soon. Do you have any further queries or information you wish to share?
I ask him,
Mm-hmm.
do you know Menzo Baradin's been under siege recently?
He says, interesting. And you see like make an insight check. It's pretty easy. You see that his form kind of lifts, and almost his face fills with glee a little bit. Seems pretty happy about that. He's like, oh my, I did not. This could
Oh,
prove
shut up.
interesting.
Seems to be a wee bit demonic in nature.
Oh, as
You
I'm
it's
sure.
not just a 19-inch rod.
Says if Gromp had anything to do with it, then I am sure some demons have had their way with the city. Tread carefully, as we may have to see that city sometime.
Yay.
But
Well, we have to, so.
I should not divulge any more information. Please, if you have anything else before I depart.
I signal to him like I have one more thing, and I take a bit of parchment
Mm-hmm.
and I write on it like this is.
I love you.
Will you be my boyfriend?
And I hand that to him.
He looks at it and looks to you. Says, I have already told you why. I do not follow the crude teachings of Lolth and her tyrannical ways. She has left the drow, my people, stray long enough, and I am tired of it. She corrupts us and sullies us as a race, and I wish to see her fall.
I want to insight that.
Mm-hmm. You're just insighting for truthfulness.
Yeah. Fuck.
Man, he has really pretty eyes. Don't know, but he seems pretty, you think he's pretty convicted to that. You can't really tell. You don't have a good read on him.
I ask,
I rub the
you want-
parchment up.
sorry. Do you want to lead the drow?
Leave them. I want to lead them to greatness.
You want to lead them, you want to...
Uh-oh.
What's your plan for gaining control?
I do not wish to control the people. I wish to move them away from the guidance of Lolth. You understand who Lolth is?
Yes. Sort of.
She must be stopped. She's a cruel and evil goddess.
How do you kill a god?
It has been done many a times in the past, even in my
Yeah,
lifetime.
but how do you do it?
Gods take a mortal form. You can slay them, although not easily. It says, if that is all the information you have and all the questions, I will depart. And turns to Clev, let's leave. And starts walking. This is your last chance to speak to him until you meet up with him later, or you can travel with him now.
Mm,
Do we want to find more information in the library?
I mean, we still have the crystal.
Crystal's
Or
charged.
the 19 inches crystal?
Yep, specifically that one.
It's not gay if the crystal's feminine.
Uh-huh.
It looks
Okay.
shiny.
Did you see we still got a charge in it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe Angrod should use it to do everybody today.
yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. You hand it to Angrod. And where are you guys going with this crystal?
Angrod?
I'm going to the present.
Yep. Easy enough. You guys travel to the present, takes you a little bit of time. And you attune to it.
Yeah.
Takes you an hour, but you're attuned. What would you like to ask?
How'd you get the fucking crystal off me?
You gave it.
Gave him it because you're nice.
Oh, if you didn't give him it, then,
No, I'm sorry, I can't give you it.
well, we're back to
Why not?
standing in the
You
water.
had your selfish needs for it. Now let me do the needs for the Mary.
I can't give you it.
Bosner.
Look, old man.
Please, Bosna,
Can do
be
this the
nice.
easy way.
You promise to give it back?
We helped you.
You promise to give it back?
Yes.
Like, as soon as you're done.
Yes.
Can I insight whoever's saying that?
It must be some dwarvish greed.
So are you giving it?
Can I insight whoever's saying they'll give it back to me?
It says like Nihal, you can. Nihal, just roll me a d20.
Fuck off.
Alright. You have to tell him. Are you telling the truth? Are you actually willing to give him it back?
Well, he's not gonna give it to me, he's gonna give it to Angrod. So, he needs to ask Angrod.
Yeah, yeah,
fuck
but
yeah.
do you have like conviction in your words when you say you'll give him it back? Or are you just talking
Yeah, at
shit?
some point.
Okay. She seems kind of truthful to you.
Eventually.
What do you have as collateral?
The fucking. Are you the dwarf or a Jew? You fucking.
He's a dwarf, you're a Jew. That's how it goes.
Maybe
Well,
both.
Maybe
Angrod,
he's a
Dwarves
Jewish
are pretty
dwarf, you don't know.
Jewish, honestly.
Angrod, you need a crystal. Why am I dealing that for you?
Angrod,
I don't know.
do you want it?
I would like it, please, yes.
How much do you want it? I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. But you have
Enough
to
to,
go
do,
with me.
enough to do that.
Let's go back to my quarters
Shit.
and we can discuss that in private.
What I roll?
Roll either sleight of hand or a straight strength check to keep a grip of it.
Are you going to try to like steal it off me? That's pretty.
Yeah, he's going
I'll
for
just
the
swipe
swipe.
Swipe it.
So either or, straight strength or sleight of hand. You're
This
just
is
like
worse than the gem, by the
you're
way.
just like spinning it around in your hand. And you're like, oh, well, what would give me for it? And he just fucking swipes it clean out your hand.
You bastard.
I say I'll give you your pride,
Oh.
and I say I'm off to the present.
I follow you, master.
I'm
Oh,
going
let's
to
go.
with him as well.
Cool, you're in the present. You've returned.
And I spit near Bosner's shoes.
And I let the party
Yeah.
I'm gonna like try and figure out where the Tamriel is with the gem.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we need to get that one back.
Ah, right. Is it okay? That's not what I expected.
See, Bosnia, you can be happy. We want to get your gem back.
And so I asked that to the Crystal Jordan.
Okay. Let's see here. You come into the vision and you hear the pantings of a woman nigh on out of breath from running. You see her after a moment passes. She's thin, fair-skinned, and has long, ragged black hair. She looks to be in her late 20s, early 40s. It's hard to tell due to all the dirt caking most of her person. You see her as she runs towards you. Her hands are bound via manacles. You catch off to the side some dark-skinned elves, apparently fleeing in some kind of ruin or currently being ruined city. You hear a roar, a familiar primal roar of a beast of immensity. A building suddenly topples over from the right, breaking the stone to pieces, and you see it. A 15-foot tall, two-headed creature standing bipedally. Deep red glowing eyes, tentacles on its lower arms. It strikes fear into you as you've seen this creature before many months ago when it was unleashed on Slubladop.
Well, I never saw it.
Oh, you never saw it. You see this creature. It's got two ape-like heads, and its body is a mixture of fur and scales. The vision begins to fade to black, then re-emerge with a greyish light. As you see now the out-of-breath woman in hiding, almost collapsing from fatigue, out of the city. A dark shadow casts over her. A bulbous large figure with ram horns and red skin. Large bat-like wings extend, and you hear a low unsettling laugh. The vision fades.
Oh, right. I'm willing myself at the library.
Okay. You know where you know where the exit is.
I'll go straight for the exit. I throw the gem to Boston. I was like, you can stay here all you want.
Are you not
Okay.
gonna tell us what you saw?
I haven't got time. I'll tell him Menzo Braddon's under attack from
You've read about it. You know it's the Demogorgon.
from the Demogorgon.
Mm.
And what was his name?
Orcus.
Orcus.
I remember the name. I should get some
Orcus is there as well.
Ah.
So you said methyl Brandon, you said?
The same one under the Drill City that I mentioned to. Was
That's
there
the Drow City, right, okay. That's fine. we shall take our own time there, I think. Not that bothered about any drow.
So why the rush, Angrod?
That son of a bitch has got my sister.
Who?
How do you
Orcus.
know?
Orcus.
The last time Elhorn and I
Drow.
seen the Demogorgon, like a whole village of people died, including like several members of our party, and the other half went insane.
Well, she escaped the city.
Wait, so Orcus is your sister?
No, Orcus.
Sounded like it. Like you have a one fucked up town.
Right. I'm bringing a knife up to his neck in intimidation. Like
As you put the knife up to his neck,
Intimidate me.
like you kind of drop the knife, and you just have your fist up to his throat.
I'm like, don't you fucking say I'm related to demons scum ever again.
And I go, I talk to her in any way I want, you fuck.
I mean, the thing about rolling
guys.
against players is, it's up to the player to decide when it's like intimidating and stuff. But Elhorn's pretty scary, mate. You don't have a weapon on you, and he's got his sword out at your throat.
I got adrenaline in my blood though.
Mm.
I could poke your eye out with my helm.
Yeah, the dread helm makes him a bit spookier. But you,
Wanna headbutt me? Come at me.
knowing Angrod, you're probably pretty unshaken by it.
Nah,
If
takes
that was an
more than
NPC though, they would be scared.
that. They'd be very scared. I pick up my dagger and like, I'm finding that I'm going to that exit.
Sure, it's a ways away.
So it wants to go alone.
What's the rest of the party doing?
It wants to go against the Demogorgon alone.
I ask who's got that scroll.
The scroll's gone.
Oh, the scroll's gone, right, okay.
I have all the
We-
scrolls if you're interested.
I think we're
What-
in the.
what you
Underdark.
buying?
We can just leave whenever we want.
Right.
Like Vizram said that the library offered him safe passage to his place. So maybe we could gently ask the library to offer us safe passage to where we need to go.
If
And a way back.
we're going to Menzo Baranzan, there's no point running off half cocked. We should probably go to Viserion first. Find out what we need to find out before we go there.
Yeah, because otherwise we die.
Let me look at my map. Oh, we won't know.
It means, well, I summon the basilisk. I'm like shouting his name.
You're not summoning the basilisk. You just start to shout around the
He's
library.
the guy here, right?
What are you shouting?
I'm like trying to find the basilisk.
Do you know his name?
I need to look at my notes from like last week. I don't know if I wrote his name down. I think I wrote the basilisk.
Okay, so Angrod, you're calling out Basilisk! Basilisk! To note a
Where are
villain.
you?
You're just calling out and hoping that he maybe catches you. But calling out just now seems like it's not working. While he's calling out, the rest of you just see Angrod calling out, shouting out for a basilisk. Weird thing to call out for, but you know.
Yeah, got
Underdark.
completely out of his mind.
Is there any stone people near? Can I knock on the wall? see if there's anything.
You can sure look. Like, you can take a little hot minute to walk around and find one.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Elhorn,
Like-
you wander off to the next level, and after a little bit of time, couple minutes, there's quite a few of these guys poking around. You find one, and he goes, "Ah, hello again.
Hello.
It is I, Gorm.
Yeah, hello.
What can I help you with?"
Kinda in a rush. If I leave the library, can I come back later?
Oh, that is up to the library. That is for the library to decide. I do not know.
I'll
Perhaps.
whip
I'm
out
a
my
good
map.
boy.
What?
If I am a good boy, can I come back?
I'm not going on my knees. Not yet.
I am afraid I do not have any control over the library, friend. The library
out my
wills
map.
what it wills, and if it is your fate to come across the library again and enter its walls, that is up to the library.
Can you pinpoint where the library is located on this very map in front of me?
The thing is, the entrance to the library is constantly shifting to stop any unwanted guests from entering and for any wanted guests to find by chance.
Then do you know where I could find that lovely basilisk who led us to the gate?
The Veldiscar, what do you want with him? He is a grumpy old fool.
He looked friendly.
Friendly for a basilisk.
Indeed.
He did not turn you to stone, so I guess.
I just need him to bring me back to the library.
To bring you back. Oh, it is not often Veldiscar leaves these walls. He only leaves to greet those who are fated to join us. Ustova is the one who bestows him with divisions to greet our patrons.
What level am I on right now?
Not, you don't know, like, you're not too far from the top, but deep down, it goes on and on and on and on. There isn't like a number, you're not like on the 100th floor or anything.
I'll go back to the party then.
Yeah, you only went like a floor down.
I'd be like, we can only come back if the library wants us to.
Why do we need to come back?
In case we need more information.
If we need more information, then we shouldn't leave. If we didn't need any more information, then we should go.
Well, if you want to leave, then sure. Let's hunt some demons.
It's not easy to find information here.
I'm not hunting, I'm saving my sister.
Again, I would suggest we go see Viserion before we go try and find your sister, because this is probably going to end badly otherwise.
Who's wielding the crystal just now?
Me. I have a
Make a... Wait, have you used it this day? You have.
I have
Yeah.
not.
He just saw his sister.
Anglo's used it.
It's Anglo that's what you-
Right enough, right enough. Okay. Well, never mind. It's up to you guys on what you want to do. You can stay and
Angro does not
ask more
stay.
questions and find out more.
Angrot is going on a suicidal mission.
With his... I'm not saying anything. I'm just a GM.
No, I'm telling you, he's going in a suicidal mission.
To retrieve his sister, Orcus.
Mexican standoff.
I mean, I'm not standing off. I'm leaving them. I'm walking away. I'm going to the entrance.
Okay. Angel starts
See you in
walking.
another life.
I'm always up to some killing, so I follow Angel. Even though he almost spit in my eyeball.
Mhm.
I turn around and I see Elhorn following me. I'm like, if you're following me, Elhorn, we're not. This is not. I'm picking and looking for a fight here. I'm going in, getting what I want, and getting the fuck out of there.
Well, surely we can kill some things on the way there. And if things go bad, you could use me.
As a human shield.
You guys are leaving.
I'm
Well,
going to have to leave. I'm going to have to leave. I think we've got everything we need here. I don't want to stay here forever. To find out how to get back to Gondogrim or wherever we're going.
Okay. As you begin leaving, who's wielding the gem?
Me.
It flashes, and you get sucked into a vision.
Oh, thanks, fuck. Not a portal.
Just like one you've witnessed before, but you see a rift formed, opened wide, illuminating a dark tunnel. The rift spits out this dark purple greenish rift, a black gem that clatters as it tumbles across a tunnel floor. The gem then picked up by a grey-skinned dwarf who inspects it closely. The vision shifts to a brightly lit cavern full of crude merchant stalls, where Durgar hands the gem to a deep gnome for appraisal, and these creatures look familiar. The deep gnome looks like Yantha, and the Durgar looks like the one you slew at Mantle Derif. The deep gnome refuses to return the gem, instead giving it to one of our deep gnome apprentices, also one you recognize as the deep gnome who tried to get it back.
Bless him.
The young apprentice skulks away with the gem in his clutches, but is ambushed by a gargoyle. The gargoyle snatches the gem, flies away, and gives it to a female drow. The drow gazes into the black gemstone and sees a hideous demonic face looking back at her. The thoughts of murder and carnage fill her as she hides the gemstone on her person, draws her short sword, and coats the blade with poison. And you suck back into your own body as you're leaving.
Oh. Was that the gem?
Looked like
I
it.
guess so.
The
Right, okay. Okay. Guys, that gem came out of a rift. You know the one we're trying to destroy? Not this one in my hand. Different one. I just got a weird vision.
The crystal then cracks.
Ah, fuck. Like in two, or just
No,
back to
no,
back, or-
it's still in one piece, but there's a nice crack up the middle of it.
Like you just cracked your phone screen.
Yep. If you have an
That's not
iPhone.
bad.
Pew pew, pew pew. Anyways,
That's me.
you guys are leaving.
And
I
Grod
guess
is
so.
100% leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does not acknowledge
Angel
what
just-
Bosner was saying.
He's just storming off, and you guys are kind of shrug and look at each other and like, alright, guess we're going. Start walking off.
Yeah, because not every time that we follow somebody like that, nothing goes wrong. Let's just follow him.
Okay. Before, like, as you guys come to the gates, the big stone gates, and push them open, you see beyond the vast Underdark and a series of tunnels up ahead. Circular tunnels. Almost not man-made, but made by something. Heading due east. There's also the rest of the cavern, which is just open and ready for exploring, sort of to the south. But that's what you see. You guys are exiting the library just now.
Yep.
Now, does it look like it was man-made, or it looks like it could have been man-made?
Could have been. Circular. With like ridges around the edges.
I turned to Anger and I was like, there could be giant snakes.
Honestly, I turn around like, if I guess me Menzo Baranza and Cooker, I don't give a fuck.
Too edgy for me.
Now, can I roll a survival, Jordan?
Okay, what for?
To see, like, to determine if I recognise the area. I mean, I know it's like going to be ridiculously hard.
Just at a glance, it looks completely different to the one you came in from. You don't even have to check for it.
Wait. No, that wouldn't help me. I was going to say, let me look at the compass.
Well, we can use the compass to find out what way Manson Branson is.
How if we don't know where we are?
Yeah, if you don't know where we are, how are we going to do that?
So just go east. YOLO.
On your maps, you have instructions to Araj. Vizeran seems to have marked out on your maps. It looks like it goes through Worm Writhings, but the lines kind of ascend and it appears to go over into the upper dark. But yeah. It's up to you guys what way you're going, where you're going.
So we're at Worm Writhings, right?
Wherever I could be.
So, you see on the map how like it's got like the lighter where the Worm Writhings is, Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean like the patches like underneath the Mushroom Village and to the southeast of Cragglestar, are those Worm Writhings as well, or are they uncharted areas?
I mean, Vizeran probably would have explained the ins and outs of his map, and he didn't really mention the other ones, the other patches, but you get the idea they're kind of separated from Worm Writhings. Worm Writhings seems to be kind of like a area in of itself.
Right.
Maybe we should head to Raj and then go from there to Menzovaranza, because we have the directions to Raj. So we can
Fine.
actually get there.
Fine.
You guys head out
Heading towards Mirage.
through the tunnels to the east.
To the east.
I think we should be careful. I don't like the name of this place.
What, Mirage or Worm Ravens?
Araj sounds Middle Eastish.
Oh, you fucking bigot.
Looking at the map, it's really
Don't worry,
Middle
they
East.
don't have trucks in this timeline. Anyways, you guys begin moving, and as you move into the tunnels, you hear the shifting of stone behind you. You turn to look back, and you see the entrance is gone to the library.
They said it was shifting.
It looks like nothing was there though. It's just an empty space. No stone structure or anything like that. You guys begin walking through these tunnels, and they seem to ascend for days. 3 days of walking uphill. Before we continue, I'd like you guys to give me just a brief lowdown on how you're traveling, who's navigating up front, who's keeping an eye out, who's navigating, who's keeping watch up front, who's keeping watch in back, and your 3 watches for each night.
I'm keeping watch up front.
Okay.
I'll,
stay in the
It's a
middle.
loose watch.
I'll navigate beside them.
Traveling.
I'll probably keep watch at night, but that's fine.
Okay, just real quick. So, Angerod, front watch. We've got Aronveer navigating. We have who's in back? What keeping watch?
I stay in the middle.
Elhorn.
Elhorn in the back.
Okay. And give me your 3 watches for the night. First, second, and third.
I'll go first.
Okay, do the watches. But also like to cast
Yep.
my tiny hut
Oh,
every
yeah.
single night
Makes it much easier.
as a Rachel.
Sure. Bosner, who else?
I do the second one.
Okay. Mihal
I'll do third watch.
and Angerod. Third watch. Cool. Just in case, you never know, you never know. But you guys head on forward. After a few days of walking through these tunnels, and there are forks in the road. Keep bearing in mind, these tunnels are like 10 feet in radius. So like 20 feet across.
Cheers, though.
Large enough for you to go double file, but you push on, and briefly as well, what is like your traveling and sort of camping routine as well? Like as you travel, are you traveling like in the pitch dark? Just relying on your dark vision?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, everybody has it, eh?
Mm-hmm. Same
Aye,
at
okay.
night, I take it. I just need to know for like camping conditions. Well,
Yeah.
I know the little hut gives like a nice place to chill. But it's up to you guys. What's like your routine at night? Since I know you're just chilling.
Oh, I would like to fucking try and teach the Frank some commands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. As you travel on, go ahead and roll. What do you want to teach first?
Attack?
Roll an animal handling check.
Who are you
Uh,
practicing on
Basically, as you
exactly?
guys are like resting, Ironveer's like, trying to command Frank to do things and trying to teach him. Doesn't seem to be listening for the first. You're trying and trying. It's a week's passed, over a week's passed at this point. He doesn't seem to be picking anything up. He seems
Here, Armwear,
very
use some of my
hungry.
rations.
Yep. And as you continue on, I'll let you make another. Anything else you guys want to do whilst you're traveling and resting? I'll let you. I also have Ironbeard make a survival check with advantage.
Oh shit! Roll that again.
It's more
Cool.
like it.
Yeah, you're just following the map directions and the compass. Easy. Every fork you seem to be taking the right one, as far as you can tell. Yeah, I'll let you try another command. One last command. Or you can try the same again if you want and make another check.
Use my meat.
Like, to get it right, are you just like pointing at a target and commanding attack?
I just like, I don't know, fucking. Well, if anyone's got rations, I'll use his meat.
Use my meat.
I mean, you're gonna have to keep them fed anyways. But yeah, sure. So go ahead and make another check.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
One day, like,
Frankie's
you're
still
like
fed
pointing him and making him attack, and he seems to be getting irritated with you, and he actually like pecks you a bit,
He attacks you.
and he's just like leave me alone, cunt. You take a point of damage, but it
Fair enough.
doesn't matter too much because you'll be resting anyways.
Frank doesn't love you anymore.
Since
Frank, we
you
remember that.
since you left Graven Hollow, eerily enough, one sec. Don't worry, you're not fighting. Oh shit. I don't even know what order I've got it in. I wasn't
Alright.
expecting you guys to do
Fell
stuff.
from the earth. Let's go.
I don't know what's on, but anyways. You...
Some fucking simply one.
Oh god.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
PTSD. Oh shit. Anyways, as you guys travel on, it's been like 20 odd days, or you've been resting like 20 odd times. Eerily enough, without any encounters through these winding, twisting tunnels heading due east. Oops. Please be something
No.
that's not trash.
Mordor theme.
Man, you guys really derailed.
Oh, Rohirrim. Okay, that's good.
Here we go, this works. You guys, eventually walking, you come out of the tunnels. 20 odd days later, well, you don't know how many days, 25, 26, 27. As you're walking, Aranveer, you notice your map begins to light up as you've exited these tunnels and entered into more cavernous areas, but still tunnel-like, but not cylindrical or circular. And as you guys continue on, just like guess east, sorry, I mean fuck it. Keep heading, and you find that the map begins to glow a faint teal color. And Angrod, in front, you see off to the left in the cavern wall a glowing outline of some kind of door. and
Alright.
there is a word across the door which lights up, which none of you understand.
A what across the door?
A word.
A word.
Can I touch the wall beside the word and use comprehend language? Not the actual fucking word.
Why not?
You touch
Because
the
fuck
wall
Pussy.
beside the word, and it doesn't appear in your native tongue for you.
Okay.
Like, you get the feeling you've used comprehend languages long enough. You have to kind of feel over each word. It's kind of like braille to decipher things.
I thought I'm sure the description just said that I had to touch the surface it was on, and then I'd be able to read it.
Is that right?
I think so.
I
Sure,
might
that's
be
what the
wrong.
handout says.
Let's Google it.
It doesn't matter too much. I don't want to waste too much time on this. Comprehend languages, got it. Du-du-du-du-du. This spell doesn't decode secret messages in a text or glyph such as arcane sigil. Okay.
But you must be touching the surface on which the words are written.
Okay, it takes you a minute.
Fuck was that?
You okay, Jita?
Yeah.
I thought you were having a fucking asthma attack or something.
No, I was yawning.
But
That was a yawn.
as you as you touch the surface and kind of pass around it without touching it, oh spooky. A word appears. I don't know if you know. I don't think comprehend languages tells you what language it's in, but it appears to you in your native tongue, which may be common or it may be infernal. Vengeance.
Alright, tell the party that it says vengeance.
Nice.
Fucking draw and it's fucking mysterious. Fucking things.
Yeah. And like as you got closer to the door, the map glows brighter with like sort of teal turning purple.
Shall we enter?
Why not?
Gently knock.
Push the map on the door.
No, I mean, what are you guys doing exactly?
Knock on the door.
It's an open.
Oh well.
I walk up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Has it got a handle or is it just like...
No, it's just in the cavern wall. It's like an outline.
And I say, Elhord, give me a hand. I start pushing it.
How about... Do you wanna...
I haven't got
Magic.
time for this.
Do you wanna be magically teleported behind the door?
You start. Do you push?
I push.
Make a strength check.
Break your arms.
You start pushing. Nothing happens.
I say, and I say, vengeance, vengeance, vengeance.
Doesn't open.
Fuck law.
Does anything happen if I put the map right up to it?
You push the map to the door. You hear a booming noise. Doo.
That's what I said like 2 minutes
And the
ago.
door begins to. The stone begins to shift as the door opens slowly, and the runes going around it begin to fade. You see the passage behind the secret door is narrow enough that you guys need to move single file. Do you go in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll go in first because I would assume I'm at the door.
Angor pushes past Ironveer as he's pushed the map against the door. And as you go down single file, occasionally turning sideways to squeeze because there's some thin parts. It takes about an hour to navigate. The pitch black darkness and the journey is filled with a constant echo of distant sounds. The passage then widens, opening out into a cavern whose far walls and ceiling are out of sight in the darkness. Bits of quartz and mica and the stone glimmer as they catch the light in the air, eventually showing a footpath worn into the stone floor. At the end of the path, as you continue walking it, a vast dark shape rises, an enormous stalagmite carved into a bleak, black tower. As you approach, you can see this is several stories high. It isn't a stalagmite, although most of it is carved out and looks rather intricate, especially for being carved out of a stalagmite, sorry. As you come up the stairs leading to a doorway, you see there's a heavy iron door, and it appears to be the only visible entrance. Do you enter?
Thank God you're in front, man.
Aye, yeah.
Aye.
Start.
Get me through this place.
Okay, you start pushing the doors and they creak with the sound of steel, which has aged some time, and past the heavy iron doors, you see a short tunnel which extends through some solid rock into a cool dark chamber. As you enter, a floating orb of pale violet light brightens before you, revealing an opening in the vaulted ceiling and a spiral stone case all the way around the outside of this tower, with no railing, climbing up into darkness. Around the stairs, the light reveals a circular audience chamber with cold, unlit lanterns hanging from brackets set into the stone wall, heavy carpets covering the smooth stone floor, and a throne-like stone chair on a raised platform to the left of the entrance. The ball of violet light floats to a stop beneath the centre of the open shaft in the middle of the spiral staircase beyond the foot of the stairs. It then hovers there as if waiting for you. And upon immediately walking in, you also see on the outsides of this chamber a few sets of armour stood still with axes in hand. The doors close behind you.
I draw my swords
Mm-hmm.
and I approach the seat.
You approach the what, sorry?
The seat.
The seat.
Yeah.
Which seat?
The stone one.
There's
stone, you said?
stone staircase.
Oh right, no, I've got the staircase. I thought you said there was like a seat there. I said okay.
Nope. Oh, sorry, there is. There is. There's a stone chair off to the left in this chamber. Empty. On a platform.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor, and I'm gonna fucking pay attention to this armor as we're walking past it, because then I trust it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you've got this stone thrown to the left. At its side, the armor, and dotted around this. It's not completely cylindrical. This tower. It appeared rectangular in nature, but there is a staircase going around it in a square fashion all the way up, and this shaft in the middle with the violet light. Other than this drift globe, which sheds some dim light, the tower's completely dark, and you can only see what's in your near vicinity at that point. Angro, do you go over to the throne? Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. It's some kind of stone chair on some kind of platform.
Sit in the throne.
Okay. You feel a sharp... I'm just kidding. Nothing
An
happens.
electric shock hits your body.
Nothing
It's
happens.
the gem.
Is this the Matrix?
You sit down on the stone throne and nothing happens.
See vengeance.
Horn.
What?
The horn say.
See vengeance.
Are you saying it?
Angron says vengeance and nothing happens, obviously.
Oh, I never heard you say anything.
Nah,
Maybe
never.
the Discord is being a bitch, I think.
Just silent.
As you say vengeance, nothing happens.
Is there a symbol
Well,
on
this is obviously not to death, huh? It's here for decoration. Dear Jordan.
Is there a symbol on it? On the throne, chair, whatever it is.
Not that,
Did
you,
the Angro lift his fat ass?
not that you can see. Make a perception check. Fuck. Alright. Let's see. Forgot what it was called. Where is it? Ah, here we go. There appears to be at the top of the sort of back of the throne and a carving of an eye with a flame surrounding it.
An eye with flames surrounding it.
You can make a religion check.
Okay.
Since you're a bard and you study shit. Nope, don't know what it is.
It's an eye.
And that is where we'll finish up.
I hate Orcus.
Man, you guys are unpredictable.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Good.
Did we surprise you?